Hello, everybody. Welcome to VRML here in the Pioneer Cup. We are on day 2 of EU, the round-robin tournament here. I'm Palador, and on the cast being joined by Sir Dimwee co-casting. We have Finto on analyst. We have Wonder T on the cams, and a wonderful stream ahead. How you guys doing? Dimwee, what's up?
Doing excellent. Excited to see the EU tournament series, this first one, the Pioneer Cup, come to a conclusion today. Of course, we have several rounds of games ahead of us. Some exciting action. You're going to see some top-level play, of course, in front of us, SBI and Speedster. But so excited to be here today. Hello, Aiden.
And yeah, how about Finta? How are you feeling about today? We had some awesome matches in EU yesterday, as well as OCE earlier on. A lot of things to come, great things to come. NA later in the day. But what are you looking forward to in this one? We got the top 8 teams here.
Yeah, well, as you say, it's the top 8 teams. Yesterday we had that Swiss-style tournament with, I think, up to 50 teams or something. But now here we are. This is the cream of the crop, finally facing off against each other. I'm looking forward to seeing who's coming out victorious today, who's cementing themselves in the history books of Orion Drift in this first that we have here for VRML.
Yeah, that's right. And this Orion Drift Cup, this first one for VRML Pioneer Cup, $1,000 prize pool spread across the regions, of course, and not to mention the bragging rights of being first ever VRML champions of a cup here in Orion Drift. So you always want to be the first. Put your name there in the history books, cement it.
Indeed, though, to be fair, there was a tournament a couple weeks ago run by the community comp scene. So this would be the first VRML champion, of course, in Orion Drift. They did have some champions over in that previous tournament, but still really excited to be on the ground floor of something like this, and just to kind of loop back around to kind of where we are. This is a work in progress. You're seeing here, everything you're seeing on stream will change at some point. You're seeing active development, and I know another axiom is we're really excited to have the community be a part of that process. To be able to give that feedback and that input. So if you have opinions about how the 4v4 plays and how this is all run, always provide them, because we're always looking for feedback on all of this.
Absolutely, that's what I been saying over the weekend, right? This is why it's the Pioneer Cup, not the Veterans Cup. We're just starting things here. We're figuring all the best settings, all the best looks, the best features, both on the AA side, of course, and the VRML side. So we're doing this all together as a community and figuring out what works best. But so far so good. We've enjoyed a lot of great gameplay. Again, across these 2 days, we have another cup coming up at the end of the month, the Ignition Cup, May 31st through June 1st. So that's going to be an exciting event too for people to get in on for either their second VRML tournament, or for people who missed out on this first one and watched it and liked what they were seeing, they can get in on the next one there just at the end of the month. So really exciting stuff ahead. Finta, so we have our first matchup here will be SBI versus Speedster. We witnessed them both on stream yesterday. They're the 4th and 5th seed here after the day 1 tournaments. So anything we should look out for here?
Yeah, well, I mean, both were great teams yesterday. As you say, 4th and 5th seed, both teams won 4 out of the 5 games played. They did both lose one, though, so there could be some drawbacks. Both very skilled teams. I'm excited to see, though, how their playstyles clash. We saw a much more aggressive playstyle from SBI yesterday, I think, and a bit more calculated from Speedster in the games that we watched them. I'm looking forward to seeing how these two teams mesh and which playstyle comes out victorious.
All right, over to the Twitch chat. See Aiden there with a $4.99 donation. I love VRML. We love you, Aiden. Thanks for joining us there in the chat, and as well as the streams earlier on, the casts earlier on. Appreciate you. And David calling out our handsome casting crew. Thank you, AA David. Couldn't agree more.
Indubitably. Word of the week every week, indubitably.
I think word of the last few years. It's one of
word
my
of the century.
Word of the century, yeah. Missed the word sneaks, didn't we? I was harping on that earlier on. We love our YouTubes. We love the YouTubes, as us boomers say. But I kind of missed the word sneaks and stuff like that. But it's okay. Lots of interaction on the Twitch chat. Lots of hype. Again, earlier on for OCE as well. That was a really fun series of tournaments. I had multiple overtimes. I think we had maybe the longest overtime captured on stream, or at least on VRML stream so far. The match escapes me. There are so many of them that it was One of the first matches of the day, and then the last match as well. We had, I think, like 5-minute, maybe 6-minute overtime. Crazy. That said, we're just in time for the start of this first round, it would look like. So everyone strap in your seat belts. It's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, and we are underway. That first kickoff, or excuse me, the jump ball is away. I do not know. Sets it in. That's going to be a very quick goal to kick us off here.
Yeah, and that's really aggressive. They just gained possession that straight away and found a goal in what seems like the first 10 seconds.
Indeed, it was the first 10 seconds, and quick turnaround. Another kickoff as that's going to be, Speedster going for on the attack in the offensive zone. Samsy, though, good defensive play, sends it out, Palador.
Yeah, right into the midfield. I do not know with the ball. Looking like they do, in fact, know how to dribble. Nice moves, clever, crafty, creative. They score.
And a nice ceiling carve to find himself over to the opposite end of the field. And they almost left the goal open there. It seems easy for SBI at this point.
Speedster with a quick pass there. SS Morrow cross Telly something. I do not know. Sends that one back around. Good defensive play, intercepting that pass. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and right into bunching up here against the wall. Vaz with the recovery, VAZ maybe, as Telebiz, with the television. Nice score.
That's the first. That's the first on the board for Speedster. SBI 2 up, though. They've still got a 1-point advantage there that Speedster going to want to catch up with.
Now Vaz, quick pass up to I do not know, though that one's off the backboard. And a good defensive play there to send it out, but Samsy collects it. And good reset there to Vaz. Vaz down to the floor, spikes it for a setup to I do not know, but Morrow gets it away.
Well, not too long there. It's a VAZ Vaz, and has the missed shot there, the missed opportunities as they go down the field. Carrying it into the midfield and dribbling away, looking for that passing play to Speedster. Speedster having it over there in the middle of the area, and then will be looking like a defensive recovery here just quickly. So no goals quite yet on that end, but actually 1 point on there, my bad, as Telebiz takes over from above the bridge.
And Buzz trying to handle that one. Scrum for it on that far side in the trench there as they go. What do we call that? I know it was sewers at one point, but somebody yelled at me for that. Really? In game, not here. Yeah, someone told me that that's not what we call it. And I said, well, correct me. And I don't remember what they corrected me to.
Yeah, well, I've heard sewers as well, so I don't know what
is it sewers?
Yeah.
I bet it's sewers. Everybody at sewers. We're just going to go with sewers. As still scrubbing for it, though. Offensive opportunity here for Speedster. HBT looking for the pass. So I do not know. Gets in the way of that one.
And up into the middle it goes. Chasing it down is Speedster Dubs. Has a bit of time to spare, plenty of time, in fact, as they go up there towards the halo, being contested quickly. So a deep pass just over the arms, though. I do not know with the recovery now. Has the ball, gets tackled there. HVT taking it over, and again past the hands of Sam. So attempting these plays a little bit over the reach of a lot of these arms so far. So maybe just trying to calm into things here in the first match of the stream as Speedster sails away.
Telebiz, good handling here. Sending it to the corner, though. No teammates there to collect on it. Will be Vaz instead on the defense, though. Morrow gets it back. Morrow sending it to the goal. What a goal. Oh, my circuits.
And yeah, they've just, oh my circus indeed. They just left that wide open. That's going to be the evener for Speedster with 1 minute 30 on the clock. We are now 2-1. Oh, yeah. 2-2, sorry.
2-2. Tie game. As opportunity somewhere. Palador, save me.
Well, Buzz just saved that a little bit. Got the steal at the very least and a good tackle afterwards. Sam from up high. Up in the sky there. Speedster trying to catch up and be true to the name. Really close there on the assault, but still manages to have the extra opportunity at a slow rolling shot there. Bounces out, as it will be Vaz with the recovery. Morrow meeting him up halfway up there at the apex. So a deep shot there. I do not know, trying to catch up to it though, and will just in time.
Yeah, just slapping that one to the near side corner. HBT, though, look for a setup. Hits Morrow. Morrow goes for the shot. They're going to be off of that wall, and then a slap out to that far side corner. The Telebiz there to collect on it. Once another setup here. HBT, no, it's going to be intercepted by Samsy, turning that one around here for SBI. Palador.
And with the game tied up here, only 30 seconds left as well, so we could be heading towards that overtime or just game winner opportunity here in the next several seconds. Important goals ahead, didn't we? As these players now just sort out their offense, trying to spread the floor a little bit, but they don't have a lot of time with all these assaults happening on the ball.
Yeah, and some phenomenal defensive plays here by Speedster to stay in this this game as they look to get that one out of the zone. They do. HVT on the sky bridges there, moving on up, looking to attack, looking for a pass. Will he take the shot? No, sends it across Telebeast.
Oh.
Stop there. I do not know. Gets it set away. Is that going to make its way in? No, looks a little wide.
Yeah, getting in the way there is a Geo, but Speedster has the avenue to try and get something to somebody somewhere. Oh, all at once, and it is over.
Yeah, just into the overtime, but they left that goal just open at the end there. A close one to kick it off.
And that's going to be round one going to Speedster. In this, I believe we're still best of 5. Is that correct, gentlemen?
Yeah, best of 5.
Yeah, so we got best of 5 here, and that's the first one for Speedster. It was a close one for sure, bringing it all the way to overtime, just squeezing in that goal at the end. I found it quite interesting to see how brutal SBI were in their defense. Every time it seemed like Speedster had a chance and they made good pass-offs, SBI were just there to intercept again and again and again, and they were just struggling to find that space on the attacking side.
Yeah, a lot of scrums in we saw in the trenches there, and then the defensive plays is really what I think carried a lot of that that first round. As we get kicked off here in round 2, of course, Speedster taking it 1-0 right now, as Vaz sending that one across here for SBI. Though it does not connect on that pass, it'll be Telebeast there to send that one away, Palador.
And Telebeast has it tapped away by Sam. I do not know, recovering, but Telebeast again with a tap away, so tapped in, it seems like at the moment. Morrow and Sam contesting each other up top at the bridge, and down below, Sam to the midfield.
An old, that feels like that's an old TikTok reference now, Palador.
Don't do that to me, Dimwee. It's not time yet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can see the gray growing in on your beard as I do not know, looking for an opportunity. Sends that one across, so that one's going to be far side in the hands of Buzzin'. Sends that back. Oh, Samsy, what a play. Opportunity, I do not know, gets that one in.
I think he
First on the board
Dimwee.
for SBI. Yeah, confident way to kick things off for sure. Speedster going to be one coming back after that one.
And are the teams flip on the, well, I'm not sure. So it's going to be a send in there. Okay, it's going to be SBI, another goal here. As Speedster will come out on this kickoff. HVT bringing that one over mid, though. Stop. Good tackle to get that one broken up. Vaz turning it around. Vaz setting it in, although Speedster dubs. Gets in the way and turns it around here for Speedster.
Looking for the dubs, or at least looking for a pass, but I do not know. With a very well-read interception, sends it right down the middle, a little high, as it's overtaken by HVT. HVT eyeing the teammate Telebeast on the midfield. From that sewer area to an almost intercept, but back to Telebeast. Nice two-man game. Give and go for the goal.
Ooh, and it seemed like a rocky start for Speedster. Maybe just a bit, conceding the first 2 goals, but that was a confident one to start as we go into this third minute, past the 3rd minute.
Yeah, and now SBI with possession. Samsey sends it across. Vaz, good collection. And setting that one up. Look at this passing play, although it does get caught in that far side corner. I do not know, trying to get hand on it. Telebeast causing some trouble. Telebeast gets it picked out. And that was Morrow there to try to make something happen, but it will be back in the hands of SBI as they move on the goal once again, Palador.
And opting to back it out a little bit, but HVT meeting them halfway there and causing a turnover for at least a moment. I do not know. Will ceiling carve around, but be met by Morrow. So these players are showing that high mobility, that verticality, that physicality, and the practicality almost on the shots, but it is not meant to be twice in a row there.
Of course, these goals are a little bit smaller in these arenas than what some folks might be used to. So shots there that go near in would be in those other arenas, but not here in these high skill games. The Speedster, for Speedster, handling this one, does send this one out off of that near side wall. Telebeast takes the shot off the wall. Can they get the fall through? No, Vaz will get there instead.
Now HVT scurrying to collect, being met by some defenders. A nice read from Speedster Dubs. Speedster losing handles just for a moment, but gets back in time. And the defense, Sam, slaps it out towards that other lane to our teammates there. Nice save, nice ability to get back in time. Of course, mobility is so important here. And get back and forth from one end of the arena to another in an instant, Dimwee. And therefore, the goals, they don't stay open for all too long.
They really don't. And also, a big shout out to the cycling we're seeing from both these teams to cover their goals, although that shot goes just high, but Vaz will through on that one. We'll get Speedster on the board here, 3-1. Excuse me. That was SBI that scored.
That was
They're now up
SBI, yeah.
3-1. I apologize.
Yeah, 1 minute left on the clock. You have to worry what Speedster can actually do in the next minute. Maybe they can make something happen, but it starts to feel like it's getting away from them.
And now possession, HVT moving on up here for Speedster. Sends it up. Marco not able to collect on it. HVT gets it back, but a good, tackle there. That's done by Buzz. As there's going to be a scrum here on the near side wall, near side corner in the SBI zone. Vaz making a good defensive play on it. And look at that cycling there. Sends it backwards to the teammate to get it out of the zone so they can move it forward. So that's that, avoiding that constant forward momentum as they get an opportunity here. Buzz sends it. Oh, it's off the wall. I do not know. Gets to fall through another. Oh, Samson gets it.
Ooh. And that's the importance of that teamwork there, having those teammates to recover, go for the rebounds twice over, and finally find that goal, putting them at a 3-point advantage. That's the beauty of teamwork.
That's a 3-point advantage as they're down a game in the series so far. And another opportunity here for SBI as they move into the offensive zone. No, it'd be Samsey moving through Sewer, though. Good tackle by Morrow. I've been saying Marco. I apologize to Morrow. As another scrum here in Sewer's Powder.
Oh, apologize today, didn't we? Not tomorrow.
And what a game for the ages, friends.
Ooh, and there we
Yeah,
go.
that's
Round
a
2 in the
game.
books.
Yeah, so I mean 3 points. 3 points on the board by 3 points advantage there to take that game. SBI find their second. That's going to put them on match point. They just need to win this next one to take the victory for this match, you know. And it seemed like a bit of a rocky start after that first game. With that overtime, they would just manage to find it, but now going into the second one, they're really coming into their own and taking this quite dominantly.
Yeah, really good effort so far from Speedster's end, but just haven't quite been able to get that traction. Maybe too speedy for their own goods, but own good. But yeah, at the moment you can see they get points, but on the other hand, it's SBI. They're just able to get a few more, and SBI has also been benefiting off of some of those putbacks, even in cases where Speedster is able to defend those first shots. SBI has someone zooming in just last second to get those rebound and goals, and those are some of the hardest ones to save because it's just right after a goalie feels like they did something so well, and then suddenly, they have to do it again. Nope, the ball's already behind me. Tough to defend that.
And Punda with a really important question. Are you winning, son?
Yes?
That's what we're going back in with. What a way to transition as we get started here around 3, Palador.
All right, well, bottom of those sewers, I do not know, pops out of it like a ninja turtle as SVT with the ball here. Will dribble past Buzz, will dribble over Sam, and delivers a pass over to Morrow. And Tel Aviv with the greatest of ease.
What a play.
And that's the kind of coordination you're going to be needing if you want to come back in this game. What a great pass off there. Just find that goal pretty quickly as well.
And now another possession here for SBI, sending up Buzz, looking for opportunities. Vaz, look at this passing play. You know what's beautiful is even when they miss a pass, somebody's there to cover. That is good cycling as HVT. We'll get this one recovered for Speedster, turning it around, bringing it around. Oh my goodness, the moves, the tackle, the pass across Morrow. Looking for the follow through, cannot quite get there.
Thanks to Buzz soaring like Buzz Lightyear to meet them at the top there with a great defense, and now ejecting the ball into the midfield where it'll be overtaken, looks like, by Vaz for a second. Tel Aviv there to contest. A little one-on-one scrums going on as Sam tries to come out with that on top, but some volleyballs back and forth over the nets and back into I don't know's hands. But you can see the good man-marking defense there, not allowing those easy passes. Overtaking is HVT.
SBI has been, the passes we have seen have been absolutely phenomenal. Just, I imagine the communication on this team is next level, though. Speedster with some jukes here, looking for an opportunity, brings it on in, sends it across. It will be picked up by teammate Tel Aviv, so it has to wrangle it in. Vaz, though, good defensive play, gets that one turned around here for SBI. Now with an opportunity, moving in on the offensive zone. They get stuck in Sewer, and big struggle there for it, though. Samsey coming away with it, and the send in, though, will turn around once again.
Well, Speedster now carried into the midfield, but there's Buzz to contest. Still gets past him. Speedster, the underhanded lob over to Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv immediately flinging right into the arms of the defender. So maybe rush that a little bit, but they will be able to get possession back perhaps here in a second. I do not know, rather, will instead get the turnover. I do not know, sending it over, already eyed the teammate on the other side, trying to hit them in stride, but a long pass allows everyone time to converge on the ball there as it now goes the opposite way.
Speedster dubs on behalf of Speedster. Gets someone collecting the defensive zone, though. Cannot get it out. I do not know. Sends it in front, with it in that nearby corner. The HVT will get that one recovered for SBI. Cannot get it out, for Speedster, though. Cannot get it out. Vaz for SBI across Samsy. Samsy bringing it in 1v1 against the goalie. And we'll get it in for that goal.
Yeah, and just as we pass halftime, that's going to be an evener. SBI finding the first on the board this round. They're going to need some more, though, if they want to close out this match point and take the win.
Big turnaround there. SBI with possession. Although they lose possession, it's going to be in the... that was sent all the way in! Speedster!
That's a long shot. Yeah, Speedster, I mean, looks like they maybe needed the second game just to collect themselves, get themselves a bit of space and get ready, but now they have quite a bit more momentum than we saw in the previous.
Let's get one of these beautiful passing plays here from SBI Palador.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming in the nick of the time here, because you don't want to... Well, obviously, you can't afford to lose this series, so, Speedster trying to get back on the board here, and maybe another deep flinger that goes right over the head of the defender. That was almost dangerous. A Speedster here with another chance at a goal, delivering it up top and opting for a reset as HVT dives in softly and surely, but no, sir! Dimway.
That was Samsy with that stop. Well, the final stop. There were a few stops there, because those follow-throughs from Speedster would typically earn a team a goal, but against this SBI defense, though, that one does get by. Speedster up by 2.
Yeah, up by 2 with 1 minute on the clock. This is getting a bit too close for comfort for SBI because they need to find 2 in that next minute to even it out and try and force the overtime. This is looking good for Speedster.
That was another opportunity there for SBI, but they do not quite connect on it. HVT will get it recovered for Speedster in that far side corner. Not quite, can't get it out though. HVT, what ball control to keep that one away from SBI.
Yeah, had about 4 hands in the face, but still managed to find the angle just like the shot finds the goal.
Oh, and the careful, calculated, prepared SBI that we saw earlier on just couldn't show up for that goal. They had no one there to defend that, and they've just lost a long shot.
Now Samsy up to Vaz. Good tackle there. What a pass to get that across. I do not know. And then Speedster dubs with the incredible save.
Now Speedster trying to put the dub steps on the defense there. Gets right by them. Sends it over to Sam. Sam has it overtaken nearly by Speedster, but never mind. Maro was there also to contest. Sam contesting with I do not know. Tel Aviv is getting the hands all in that cookie jar as Sam's coming away with it and tries to scurry up to the ceiling and in a hurry flings at a very long distance shot. Speedster there to overtake as the time does expire.
Yeah.
Speedster going up. SBI. Speedster getting one on the board in this series there. Apologies.
Yeah, and I mean, what seemed like, maybe a bit of a rocky start for them, and then a really rocky second round, losing by, I think, 3 points. Losing by 3 points there. They've really brought this back to do good in the third. I see potential with the momentum they're carrying now.
Yeah, lots of potential indeed. We actually saw it in day one as well. There were several times where there was a team who took those first couple rounds, but then sure enough, the opposite team came in and made it at least close for a potential reverse sweep, getting to those round 4s, round 5s. So, never count them out with these 5-minute rounds and the brisk pace. All it really takes is one good burst of momentum to really carry you through an entire round.
I mean, really, that really is the case. It's these high-paced games of any type can really come down to just carrying momentum, and that can come from a single goal, just feeling good about a single play, watching your team hit those passes, hit the marks, and then sneak it by that goalie, sneak it by the defense. Stuff like that can really get you on your game and then just push that momentum in your favor.
Hold on to your heart balls, friends. It's
all right, well, that said, I'm favoring this next round. We'll see if we can even see a 5th after this, but the launch of the 4th is underway now as Tel Aviv and Sam contest each other there in the middle, spacing out for some offense.
Yeah, Speedster with the first possession here, sending it up, though. That will be Buzz for SBI trying to get it out. HVT's, though, holding that back line. Moving on in, looks for a shot, 1v3.
Oh!
Somehow makes it happen.
What a goal!
A nice little bounce off the ground past all 3 goalies. This is a great way to start off the 4th game, to try and find the round evener if you're Speedster.
I do not know. Sending a long pass across to Vaz. Vaz back to I do not know. Buzz, though, will pick that one up instead and move it on back, cycling around. Though loses control. It's going to be picked up by HVT. Long shot, though, I do not know, does get there. And hands that one off to Vaz to turn this one around for SBI.
You can really see how well read these defenders are. They're really marking those lanes, and even upon turnovers, the positioning as they position out for maybe a passing play, they're right near the front of the goal, but HVT is there to spike it back into the midfield. But see what I mean right there? I do not know. Really well educated on where that ball was about to go. Some danger zone resets there as the ball just sails a few different ways, and everyone kind of converging there in the logo area as it gets sent into middle where no one is yet.
Yeah, that was Morrow with that clear, though. Buzz will pick it up for SBI. Turning it back around, setting it up. Samsey there, far side. HVT, good attack, but Samsey will get that pass off. No, Telebees gets there. Telebees moving it up, looking for HVT. No, that was a pass from Morrow, though the interception by SBI. As Vaz collecting on it, Vaz sending it down, trying to get this one to the teammate Samsey. Cannot get there. Instead, it's going to be Speedster Dubs trying to keep that one forward towards the SBS zone, but instead it's going to be Samsey. The good tackle there, Samsey, though, able to fall through on that, send it across. Telebees intercepts it. Telebees turning it around, gets it into the SBI zone here. Powdora Samsey gets back possession.
And Morrow contesting set possession very, very well. And in the back line, I do not know, with the ball, has some time to maneuver and make a decision there. Sends it over to Vaz, just at the fingertips, able to get that. Another pass towards that right side. Buzz right to the left. Makes sense of that one, but I do not know. Gets stopped in midair by the tackle very effectively. And you saw the spacing, but the defense still doing a good job to converge as Sam trying to converge on the goal, met by Morrow.
Yeah, Morrow, phenomenal defensive play there. Gets it cleared out, though. It's going to be Vaz for SBI collecting in there. Telebees, good challenge. Though maintaining possession, SBI. No, it's got a jockey here on the near side wall, as I do not know does get possession. Looks for that long shot on the empty goal, though. Hits the lip above the goal, and Telebees will get there instead, as Buzz was also racing for that one. Telebees off of that far side slanted wall, although Samsey with the big interception. Samsey looking for the teammate, was looking for Buzz, but Morrow gets there instead, and then back in the hands of I do not know. A lot of clears here, Powdor, into each other's hands, although big pass across. Buzz sends it. Good stop there, HVT.
Yeah, not able to convert into the offense and that opportunity, but I do not know. Doing a very good job in that backfield and right on cue, actually. Nearly missed the ball. Oh, no. And it does go in fact.
And you just can't be losing ones like that. What seems like a safe pass home, what seems like a nice reset, a chance at the attack again. And if you just missed that ball, I mean, that's a second goal forfeited with 2 minutes 30, 1 minute 30 on the clock, sorry. It's not a comfortable position for SBI.
That was a clear out in the hands of I do not know there for SBI, and sends it up. Buzz look for the send in. SBI sending that one into that far side corner. Vaz with it. A big interception there by HVT. As Speeds are now looking to Samsey back in possession for SBI. A lot of back and forth there at mid. Big across pass. Vaz, what a defensive stop there once again by Speedster Dubs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And in the 6th second, they do get that ball back. I do not know that is met by Telebees. Vaz will take it from that midline, sending it downwards towards that trench. Misses the hands of a few different players as Speedster swoops in for the recovery. Immediately to the ceiling, almost overtaking Samsey, playing some defense and able to disrupt just a bit. Morrow, though, a great ceiling carve to pivot off that ceiling, finding some positioning. Beautiful pass work here. So calm, cool, collected. Get those points.
And that, third on the board, 40 seconds left. I believe it's now impossible for SBI to bring this one back. And that's going to be locking in that 5th round for us.
What a goal. That was, I just want to linger on that one for a moment, because that was just the passing there, the way they collapsed in on the goal. That was 101 training there. Just watch that one back if you want to get better at the game. And another one. Morrow will get that one in solo. 4-point lead here to Speedster Palador.
We're live once more.
Yeah.
Palador.
To you, Palador.
What an incredible job there on the passing. I agree. I was just letting it linger as well, didn't we? Because you gotta love you know how chaotic this game gets and how intense it gets when you have so many people diving all in you at once on that ball. But you saw that beautiful control from Speedster, able to maintain their calm in the middle of the storm. You know, sometimes they say it is calmest in the eye of the storm, and it seems like that's what it is. Despite all the players surrounding you, they're still able to make those really cool passes. And just not looking like they're, panicked where they just spike it so hard and it goes sailing across entire arena. They're just able to make the most of these small light passes and open up those goals towards the end. What a beautiful job.
I'm curious, Fenta, did you see anything? Because SBI did take those first 2 rounds rather confidently and competently. Then
Yeah.
Speedster comes back and just dominates like that. What would SBI have to do to come back in this fifth round?
Well, I mean, to kick it off, SBI were having a great defense to start in the first few rounds. They were locked onto that. They wouldn't give Speedster a single chance. Anytime it seemed like there was a great passing play in the works from Speedster, SBI would just come out of absolutely nowhere with a great read and a tackle. And I think if SBI can bring that back and keep doing some more of that, they'll stop conceding these goals and bring back this 5th round.
All right, and cheers in the chat there as well to Mr. Nubba Webbington, $2. And VRML Con's going to be crazy for Orion Drift. Oh, I agree. I'll be there. Dimwee will be there. It's going to be an amazing time. And an amazing 5th round about to go down as a shot does just as well.
10 seconds for Speedster. That is a confident attack. And yeah, great way to kick it off and carrying that momentum into the 5th.
And I do not know here for SBI, sending that one across. Vaz looking to answer. Although that one's going to be just off the rim of the goal. Although SBI maintaining this possession, cycling it around. Samsey on the back line, though, does it get intercepted? I have lost the... No, excuse me. It's HVT. Handling that one, gets by Buzzin, moving on up. Wants to get an attack on the goal. Samsey, good tackle. Telebis follows through. Oh, man. The way these teams do that is just so impressive.
And a second before the first minute is gone. It looks like a single person is controlling all 4 players. He like puppets the way the ball moves so fluidly, and these goals look so beautiful.
I do not know. Another opportunity. Sends it just off of the post. Another one off of the post. So close on these shots as this one's going to be sent far into the SBI zone. Gets near the goal, not quite on. And the follow through. Morrow gets it in. That is going to be a 3-point lead down to Speedster.
Yeah, and Maro just on the cleanup. And of course, credit where credit is due. Beautiful defending work from Speedster to keep that ball away.
Samsey sending it across. Telebis. Oh, good interception. Sends it back into the SBI zone. Here, Power is buzzing. Tracks it down.
Yeah, and danger zone near that goal. There is a defender, HVT, there to contest. VAZ will send it back to IDNK. Anyway, we'll be back to Vaz. Vaz from the midline, skating by quickly. Those one-handed dribbles there, trying to send it wayward towards his teammate. A little bit mistimed, but they still might have an opportunity. But actually, Morrow coming away. Light pass work, intercepted by I do not know with a pass wayward to Sam. Sam, I am nuts. Oh, that is a shot.
And that is the SBI we know and love that we've seen performing before. That was a great fluid goal, keeping hold of possession and just finding that. That's going to be 3-1. Still to Speedster, but there's potential.
Nice pass play here from Speedster. HVT handling that one. That's Morrow near side. HV hits Speedster. Dubs off of the floor.
Oh, no.
Gets by the goalie Buzz.
Speedster nearly taking that goal from SBI personally. A quick turnaround with another beautiful passing play to put a 4th on the board for Speedster.
And Vaz looking for the pass across. Instead, it will be Telebis for Speedster. Telebis sending that one all the way in. Goes just wide. It's buzzing. Collects that one there on the far side.
And from that bridge, having a little trouble wrangling that ball, offers opportunity for Morrow to disrupt, as well as HVT. Sam now being contested also by HVT, playing some very pesky defense there, as Sam finally gets some separation up into the ceiling, delivers a nice pass to I do not know, and a nice, very, very nice goal from the tightest of angles.
Yeah, flying in from the sky, a tight angle indeed, as you say, but he's just able to find that one, what seems like all on his own. What a brilliant goal from SBI to try and keep things alive.
And Speedster, HVT sent that one across. Telebis able to handle it, but Vaz causing some trouble, gets it back, sends it back to Buzzin on that back line to try to reset that play, but Morrow gets it away. Morrow gets the opportunity to follow through. That's going to be a 3-point lead once again to Speedster.
Yeah, with 1 minute 30 on the clock, I'm worried to think this could be the nail in the coffin for SBI. I think you need to find 3 points very quickly. It's possible, but it's difficult.
Difficult indeed, as I got distracted by the balls on the roof, and can I find the ball in the game? It's going to be in the Speedster zone, although collected here by Samsey. The good tackle there, Telebis setting it to that far side corner. Samsey, Buzzin tracking that one down. 2v2 there on the far side.
I gotta tell you, they'll be buzzing indeed after this one. What an interesting series this has been, back and forth, you know, going for a potential reverse sweep. The clock does wind down. Speedster's doing quite well there as Sam just trying to get out of that dog pile, goes backwards and then loses the handles to HVT, who sends it way deep, and that looks maybe, oh baby, it's good.
Amazing.
Just locking in the win for sure for Speedster. What a game it's been, as you say, and SBI just could not find the final push for this fifth round.
Yeah, Buzzin looking for a goal here, sends it off of that post. Less than 20 seconds left on the clock here. 4-point lead to Speedster. As you said, Finster. It is going to be a victory here to Speedster, as they will take it 3-2 over SBI. That was a reverse sweep, Palador.
Yeah, hard to do, even like in these tournaments, right? You have so much pressure. It's the first match, first series of this stream. A lot of pressure on you. But you know what? Again, pressure makes diamonds sometimes, and that was certainly a gem of a game, was it not? Reverse sweeps are hard to do.
They certainly are hard to do. Isn't that right, Finto?
Yeah, and I mean, you have to think about it. It doesn't just come down to teamwork. It doesn't just come down to mechanics at the end of the day. It comes down to the mental game. And when proposed with a mental challenge there, losing the first 2 games onto match point, Speedster really brought it back, really got that mental back up and said, no, we're not done yet. Finding the reverse sweep and keeping the dream alive for them. That's going to be, first game in the pocket for Speedster.
Incredible job by Speedster. The chat also equally impressed. See a lot of shock, a lot of awe there. For what just transpired on stream. Wes saying reverse sweep is crazy, and indeed it is. But you know, kind of set the table for that earlier, going into the second or third round. I mentioned in day 1 of EU that also happened quite a bit, if not reverse sweeps, near reverse sweeps, where teams look down and out, down 2 rounds to nothing, and then all of a sudden we find ourselves in round 4 or 5, where the opposite team is really able to get momentum and just, in this case, never let go. So very impressed by what we saw here, didn't we? And you can see these replays, that team play that you cited so much, the beautiful cut here on this replay even. Granted, nice save there, but that teamwork is next level and is what really makes a difference between the top teams. And you see here on the stream today, day 2, the top 8 of the tournament.
And really, that teamwork really necessary in these larger arenas for the 4v4 competitive build that we have in front of us. Of course, just a reminder, this is a work in progress. Everything you're seeing here will change, and it will change based on your feedback. So especially if you have been playing in these arenas, if you've been practicing in these arenas, whether or not you've played in the tournament, we want your feedback. So make sure you are providing your opinion on how this all plays, how this all feels, the bigger arena, because that bigger arena lends itself to those team plays, the passing we saw in that game. I absolutely love it. But again, we want your feedback. We want to know what you think about how 4v4 is balancing out, and it's going to be developed based on that feedback all the way through to its proper release.
And yeah, I'll echo that once more on the VRML side as well. So, hit up those relevant discords for Orion Drift, for VRML Orion Drift. The devs are listening, and for VRML, the mods are listening, production's listening. So we love to hear from you guys. And likewise, even just from the stuff in the chat, always very helpful and interesting and fun, seeing everyone gather here and cheering on other teams and being amazed by the gameplay. But that said, we will take a brief intermission here, and I would imagine get to our next match rather quickly, since that one was a 5-rounder. So don't go too far away, and we'll be back with another one right around this break.
VR Master League and Another Axiom are proud to introduce the Phoenix Driftball Invitational, Orion Drift's first ever on-stage tournament at VRMLCon 2025. For those attending the event, gather your team and enter for a chance to play on stage and compete for the $5,000 grand prize.
The format is simple. Phase 1 is an online open qualifier bracket where every team that enters will battle it out for a top seed. The top 16 teams from the qualifier will earn their spot on stage and move forward to compete at VRMLCon on July 27th.
The competition truly begins with the Phoenix phase, a single elimination bracket played in person across 2 different stages throughout the day. It all culminates in the Driftball Grand Finals, the closing act of the event, where only one champion can be crowned.
Want to throw your hat in the ring? Use the VRML Discords to find a team of fellow attendees and sign up using the form in the server. Just remember, all players must have tickets and be attending the event to sign up. Online players will not be eligible for the Phoenix stage.
VRMLCon 2025 is shaping up to be the event of a lifetime. Don't miss your chance for an unforgettable VR experience. Get your tickets and sign up for the Phoenix Invitational today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to VRML Pioneer Cup here for Orion Drift. We are in day 2 of our weekend-long cup here, the round robin. So, Sir Dimwee, we just got done with a stellar first match, went all the way to 5 rounds, reverse sweep. Finto, you painted the picture of what to expect, and we saw a lot of that high-tier gameplay here. But with Ivy, Unspoken, some familiar names indeed from both yesterday and from streams of past. So, what are we looking at here with Ivy and Unspoken?
Yeah, well, I can tell you great things about both teams. Having watched both these teams in the past, they are both of the highest level. As if we haven't already been watching great gameplay with that previous game, these teams will bring even more. Ivy placing second in the recent community run tournaments up against Cold, taking the victory that one. But Ivy put on a brilliant performance throughout the entire bracket. Unspoken as well, showing up, I believe, placing third throughout the whole thing. Both teams considered quite skilled in the way of EU.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Good.
You were super impressed with the passing play we saw there. I expect to see more of that from these players. Again, given the history, not just from this league, but other leagues as well in the past, for Echo and what have you, with at least a couple of these players I can recognize. And so, that team chemistry is something we always like to see, and it's my favorite part of the game.
Well, that's one of those things. That's the kind of like skills carry over. Skills carry, no matter what you're doing, this is a lesson for life. Skills carry over. And so like things like team cohesion and just knowing a person's personality and how they tend to do things is just a phenomenal sort of skill to carry over, as we may see this play out here as Wee Laddie gets a good stop there. Pesky picking this one up here for Ivy, turning it around.
Dangerous passes there and dangerous areas as Gooblin now will try to scurry up that wall. Attacked by Lardis and Toast. Sorry, didn't we? I was going to let you call him out first, but Toast causing some trouble, some disruption as Matt sends it towards middle now.
And just so there's no confusion, when we refer to Toast, we're talking about Toast 1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1- one.
Well, now that's too many.
I'm sorry. Let me try one more time. As Xeno, no, we're not gonna do it again. That guy won't. I get you into the fun. As it's gonna be, excuse me, not Speedster, Unspoken. Try to turn that one around. Toast, just Toast. Sending that one in.
Just Toast. Not late Toast, but just Toast. As Goblin here with Lardis gets attacked. Ball now being driven and dribbled in by Zeno.
Oh, no!
Oh no! Indeed!
Oh, just as you're taking that one home, trying for the reset. Both these teams are playing really conservatively, holding on to possession. Low scoring game so far, but just got caught off by Glacier there. Took it out of his hands and found that goal.
Oh, and that tackle causes the ball to fall into sewers. Good of stops, but the follow through from Unspoken will put them up 2-0.
Yeah, and they find the first. Now they're on a roll, a second right off the bat. I think they're playing out quite a bit more confidently than they did in the first couple of minutes, but I'm here for it.
Here for it indeed, as that's a pass up, but that's going to be Toast intercepting it, sending it in. Ooh, just wide as Gooblin will get that one picked up and turn around here for Ivy.
Toast is looking locked on right now, so they got to be careful when he's on the floor. Pesky, though, trying to assault said Toast in the goal, and there's Toast with the save, nice and easy. A little bit too far out on that shot, so made a good pickup for Toast as they deliver it to Mats. But Mats losing the ball, losing the handles to Gooblin, turning, twisting as Glafair takes the ball now for himself into the mid lane, contested by Zeno. And the ball now sailing right towards Pesky for another turnover, at least for the moment. But lots of defensive pressure here coming in, causing turnovers left and right, it seems like. There's another one, didn't we?
Another one, Gooblin, though, picking that one up here for Ivy. As, excuse me, the passing plays still present. Wee Laddie, though, slowing it down. Glaffer coming in, stopping it, sends it up. Is that going to be on? It's got the trajectory.
Oh, no.
Ooh, and the velocity.
And if you just take a bit too long to think about your play, let your team set up, you just get attacked like that, and with no defenders in play, they lost that. That's the third on the board for Unspoken.
Uh-oh, Wee Laddie losing the handle on it. It's going to be Glafer with the possession. Glafer against Gooblin hits it. And that is going to be a 4-point lead here with 2 minutes to go in this round.
Yeah, and the fourth following swiftly after the third. Unspoken is taking this dominantly so far. I thought we see a closer game for the first round, but it's not over yet. More rounds to come. Still watching this one, though. 2 minutes on the board.
Yeah, the shot attempt there goes off the wall. Will be turned around here by Unspoken. An opportunity here. Glafer takes the shot. Wee Laddie, though, gets the stop as Lardis looks to handle it. Excuse me, that's going to be Mats sending it back. Good reset there. Toast able to handle it, though. It's going to be Zeno with that interception, Palador.
Yeah, Zeno now with a nice little jump right over the defense. Lost the handles there for just a moment. Going back to Glafair. Glafair with the slapper over to the wall. Bounces off that glass. Lardis unable to recover. Matt trying to send it to Lardis, but maybe a little miscommunication. Toast is there, though, to deliver another deep fling, although it just will be sent right to the defenders. Wee Laddie contested pretty well as it gets set on that bridge, and now Matt's just gliding, carving around the bridge. Unable to find the bottom of the goals, though. Back to the midfield.
Pesky handling that one there for Ivy, moving in far side, contested by Lardis, but good pass to Gooblin. Gooblin back to Pesky, but there's Lardis once again intercepting that one. The Wee Laddie on that back line sends it up. Zeno, though, Toast is there to intercept, and Toast will clear that one here to the near side wall as Mats gets it picked up.
Toast continuing to do a very, very good job at causing these turnovers and getting it to good spots in the midfield for teammates to recover, as Matt and Co will try to contest this ball. But overtaken ultimately by Gooblin, and well in control there, 4-0 so far as it goes back into the red zone, or the mid zone rather. That's Sewer.
And more contest, more jockeying for control. Excuse me, and Zeno sends that one up near side wall. As I don't know what you just said. As that's going to be the end of the first round, 4-0 in favor of Unspoken.
And a dominant round to kick it off, taking that 4 points there on the board. That is a confident way to start it, and what I thought would be a lot closer game. What did you think of that, Palador?
Yeah, you know, I didn't quite expect the 0 on the board there, certainly for Ivy. Unspoken, keeping them unscored, if that's even a word. But just impressive outing for them. I think, you know, for Ivy, again, 5 minutes, quick rounds, brisk rounds, right, didn't we? So, you know, kind of just got to wipe that one off the slate and recognize just need one little momentum push, break that seal, because end of the day, at the very least, you know, you got best of 5. There's still plenty of time to recollect oneself, as we saw in that first match of the stream.
Yeah, I was gonna say we just saw a reverse sweep. That was SBI went up 2-0 against Speedster, then Speedster came back, won the series 3-2. So plenty of opportunity here for Ivy to come back again against Unspoken in this series. And again, this intermission between the games is a great opportunity to reset. And that's also why, those goals at the end of a round can be just as important as a goal any other time, if not more important, because you can take that momentum of a goal at the end of a round and do something with that. As we get started here in round 2, Palador.
All right, so launched off in possession here, going to Pesky. Pesky from that ceiling, eyes down an open goal. Oh no! Immediate punish on a long distance heave.
And just on the topic of momentum, that's a great way to start things off for Ivy, especially after having a no-score round. Getting the first goal that quickly is a great way to go.
And Pesky intercepting that, giving it right back to Glafer, though Pesky once again with a good tackle there. Toasty, ceiling carve, move it in. Once to get by the defense, sends it off of that post. So close there, was looking for that corner shot. Though Mats will recover for Unspoken. And moving around back to the back line, sends it across near side. Lardis, so not able to hand it cleanly. Zeno is there to contest. Wee Laddie will get it picked up defensively and sends it back out towards mid.
All right, so we got to watch out here as momentum shift could be occurring. You get another goal going the way down here because we see Unspoken, so much success in that first round, but looking a little bit distraught in the second. A lot of near misses hitting everywhere around that goal except for the inside of it. And so this is where you can kind of see maybe a little bit of a panic set in, a little bit of that franticness. So definitely something to watch out for if you're Unspoken, and for Ivy, something to take advantage of.
Oh, Gublin running away with this one, sends a shot off the wall. Zeno will follow through. That's going to be a 2-point lead now to Ivy. So we saw a 4-0 victory to Unspoken in the first, and now a 2-0 lead to Ivy in the second. Sorry.
And as great as that goal was, I just want to draw a bit of attention to the great defending we're seeing from Ivy. Despite the relentless attack, they were able to save that off of multiple rebounds, quick turnaround, and find that second goal on the board for them. Something's changed for Ivy here.
Something has changed as Wee Laddie will send this one up off of a turnover. Gublin across, Pesky opportunity, Pesky towards the goal. Zena was looking to take out the goalie, but the goalie did get to the ball first. It's Pesky. Lardis sends that one out. That one's going to be right on, just wide. As Wee Laddie will get that one collected here for Ivy.
So continuing to see that those near misses here, where in that first round Unspoken seemed to be getting everything they wanted, including those long distance shots, but this time not going quite their way. And so at this point, you want to collect yourself on defense. And when you do get the ball back, eye those passes a little bit more, try to get some nice cuts, things like that. Easy goal instead of these long heaves or these kind of panic rebound clears. And as I say that might just prove me wrong, as that will almost go in, but recovered and sent out by Zeno.
Yeah, another one just wide, though. Lardis gets it recovered here on the near side corner. And it will be, who is that? Matt! Oh my goodness! Oh my circuits!
Yeah, I'm hearing double dim. We won in game one, cheering on cast. Yeah, nice goal. A nice one to bring it a bit closer for Unspoken. A burst on the board for them this round.
That's a big opportunity here. Matt's far side moves in quickly, though. Pesky, big disruption. Pesky trying to move that one up. Gublin, opportunity, sends it 1v3, but it will be a good hand there by the defense. Unspoken sends that one back to mid.
Yeah, a little ambitious on the offense there. The defense, 3 defenders at very least in the goal. Glaffer now taking it on 1 defender. Not a pretender is Wee Laddie. Very familiar with this game and able to get that out of there for the moment as it's overtaken by Gublin at mid. A double tackle of sorts. They go separate ways. Gublin will take the ball right back. Has some options. Wee Laddie right underneath. Loses the handles just briefly. And Toast now trying to gather the ball. Lardis as well. Pesky with the pesky defense. True to the namesake as it's up top by the bridge. And a pass over to Matt Scoting for an assault on the goal. Nice defense by Zeno. And Zeno now can take some Z's here as it goes back to Dimway.
That was some phenomenal defense there by Zeno. Got the tackle and then was able to follow through with the ball, get it away. And there's Pesky finally getting that one out. First 4 Unspoken, sending it back to mid, into the hands of Wee Laddie. Sending it right back around. Gublin here, down to the floor, spikes it for Zeno. The Lardis, good tackle, and it will be Toast following through on that, the save there to bring that one out of the zone.
And Toast skating right by the defense. Nice overhead pass, a little high on the shot, but there's those rebound recoveries that we talk about. Dangerous and hard to save.
And with 40 seconds left in the clock, that is going to be what Unspoken needs to keep them alive in this round. If they find one more, they will lock in the win for this one, or maybe just force the overtime for now.
Wee Laddie handling this one for Ivy, moving on in. Pesky, opportunity goes by Zeno off the wall. The follow through does not make it in. That one, I believe that was Zeno with that goal.
That is a nerve-wracking one to watch as it happens. It almost happens in slow motion for you as it just sits there waiting for whoever taps it first. Ivy just able to find that 10 seconds on the clock. This game seems to be in their hands for now.
It seems to be. Although, will Unspoken be able to get possession and keep the ball in the air? No, indeed not. And that will be round 2 in the hands of Ivy to tie it up 1-1 in the series.
Yeah, it was a good round to watch for sure. I've seen a lot more from Ivy in the way of defending and the way they're playing. It looked a lot more confident. And I'd like to bring attention to Wee Laddie there. I don't know if you noticed, but he spent a lot of his time playing back and he was ready for those saves. I think he must have made most of the saves that game, and they were brilliant with just squeezing out that game for Ivy.
Yeah, Wee Laddie indeed doing a great job there for Ivy. You know, maybe new to Orion Drift in the relative sense. You know, only a couple months into the release, early access release, but, you know, not new to the esports game, not new to, you know, doing exactly what he does, you know, on defense and ready to pounce on offense as well. You know, typical Wee Laddie, I would say. Our lads all grown up, didn't we?
All grown up indeed. As, yeah, some phenomenal defensive plays we saw there. Some incredible goalie stops, some great reads, some great interceptions, and just so much disruption there. But, you know, we're seeing a good contest here. This 1-1 series. As we go into this round 3, they do have the ball in the center there, and I'm just curious to see how these teams adjust their strategies as we get started in round 3 here at Palador.
All right. Well, Glaffir trying to hand it off there to Lardis. Bouncing around to Toast now. We'll see as what this round 3 provides indeed, if maybe some adjustments are made on the Unspoken side. Had such a strong first round as Matt Skoning taking the ball away right here for a second, assaulted by Pesky. A familiar thing to see here on the stream. Pesky really playing some heavy-handed defense there with those tackles. And ball just jostling around the midline here. Not too much action going on yet. Teams trying to set up on both sides.
Yeah, Toast now moving in. Near side sends it across. Lardis sends it up. Nobody there to receive it, so it's going to be Zeno for the defense to get that one away. Gooblin, good recovery as Pesky now for Ivy, turning that one around, moving on up, though. Good disruption by Mats to turn that one back into the Ivy zone, although it will be Ivy there, cover it there on the near side wall. Gooblin back across. Pesky able to recover that pass. It was intended for another teammate, but that's the importance of just kind of like covering those pass lanes behind your teammates, like being in those formations to be able to recover those passes. It's more like a pass to an area than it is to a pass to a player.
Yeah, very true. The importance of communication, strategy, just positional play. As now in position for the mission. No, couldn't finish. Some nice defense there, getting in the way as Pesky now sends it way over there towards that pink zone. Lost opportunity at that first goal.
Teamwork makes the dream work, as there was one player who got the save and another player tackled the offensive player to make sure they couldn't follow through on the rebound. As Zeno keeps this one in play here for Ivy, as this one moves up from mid into the offensive zone. Pesky, though, loses control of that one. It's Mats there. Mats gets there. Mats takes a shot. That's going to be on, though. Zeno will get there first and send that one wide.
Racing for control of the ball as Glaffir has some time now to spare to analyze. Very important, again, I think, for Unspoken here to find some goals, get on the board, and nothing boring about that. They're back on it with a long heave.
Yeah, and it took 2 minutes to get there, but I noticed the way Ivy were playing. They took a while. They were playing it safe. They were holding on to possession, just waiting for that gap. And when Unspoken finally gave it to them, they took advantage of it and put a first round on the board for Ivy.
And Wee Laddie, once again, on that defense. Sends that one back into the Unspoken zone. Glafer getting there first, though challenged for it. As a few players from Ivy try to get control in the offensive zone, though unable to. Though Wee Laddie, once again, on that defensive back line. Keeps that one in play, but not for long, as it's Unspoken back in possession. No, it's not. It's right back. That's how fast this game is moving. I'm lagging behind just a little bit as Mats turns it around for Unspoken.
Yeah, didn't we with that NA ping on the cast, I suppose, as Pesky has control of the ball here. We'll dish it over to Lardis, and unable to make anything of that, as Glaffir will take it over here at the bridge. Just stiff arming rather, people right out of the way. A pass delivery attempted there, but kind of a tight angle, had to look directly down, crank the neck, and instead they'll be going right back to the other end.
A notably lower scoring game here, as there's only about a minute and a half on the clock. and only 1 goal on the board. Both teams have kicked up on defense and are making it very difficult for the other team to make anything happen in the offensive zone. Most of the plays we're seeing are defensive plays, as offense will get 1 or 2 passes, and then defense gets in the way. As they struggle to get to mid here, Ivy does, as it's back in the possession of Unspoken. Lardish on that back line. Big pass across to Glafer. Glafer keeping it on the back line. Now moving the team up here across the bridge. Over, up, and in. Sends it, although it's going to get tackled right before the shot gets off. And that one's to that far side.
Some beautiful mobility shown by Glafer, but unable to find any passes. Toast, likewise, it would seem, losing the handles a little bit on the drive. So indeed, low-scoring round. We see those, again, ebbs and flows, turning into a low-scoring game, this time a defensive-based one, as these teams now contest each other in the bottom of the floor. Glafer now getting tackled by Zeno, as spectators all around the arena start gathering, watching this match unfold. Lardis now trying to fade away into a shot attempt. Only 39 seconds left here as the ball gets back into control of Lardis, but not for very long.
Yeah, 30 seconds to go in this 1-point
Hello.
game. Although, did I speak too soon? No! Glafer gets there just in the nick of time to stop Ivy from going up 2-0. Although, there it is. As I say it, Ivy will take that 2-point lead.
And with 20 seconds, what feels like nothing to lose for Ivy, even though they only had the 1-point lead, they forced it there, they took the chance, and with that tight angle, just found a second goal on the board and locked in their second round win.
Unspoken trying to get a point on the board here, because once again, getting that final goal can be a momentum changer into the next round, but it will be. Ivy taking this one in round 3 to go 2-1 in the series, Palador.
Yeah, what a good job to come back into it after the first round going to Unspoken definitively 4-0, but then Ivy for 2 rounds in a row are able to outpace, outscore, and that time outdefend, locking down Unspoken to no scores at all. So I think that's a concerning point if you are Unspoken. The fact that you've gone from 4 points in round 1 to 2 points in round 2 to no points in round 3. Something's got to change in a hurry here.
Yeah, and I found that quite interesting. I took notice of, I don't know if you guys spotted it, but a lot of the time the ball was spent on the Ivy side, and even though they took that 2 points down, they spent a lot more time defending and playing it safe than they did attacking. And I think it's an interesting playstyle that we've not really seen much of before, just holding on to that possession, biding your time, and then when you see those gaps, when you see that moment to take a shot, you capitalize fully on it. And I think that could be the game changer for Ivy and what they changed in the strategy to bring back this game, this match.
Absolutely, and maybe that also contributes to what we're mentioning too about the lower scoring, just the maintaining of possession and expending a few seconds off the clock here and there where necessary. But you're right; those are the difference makers in competitive play sometimes. And well, now it is the time for the next round here. Ball underway, game underway, didn't we?
Yeah, Glafe getting that on as unspoken possession. Moving on in. Gets it.
Bear with Dimwee a little bit, lagging on his end, but I'm sure we'll fix that in just a second. Don't worry. As we get Mats there with a slapper into the midfields. Wee Laddie with the overtake, it would seem. Now Wee Laddie distributing nicely to Gooblin, a soft pass. They have options there on the nest, but instead gets it turned over. Lafayette with some good defense. Right back again. Lardis now overtaking with them as they speed down the floor. Little high, little low, and saying goodbye to the defense. And there's those tap passes, very smooth sailing. Oh, but unable to finish. A beautiful work up the floor otherwise.
Yeah, more
just
beautiful.
He keeps that safe. Oh, sorry. Welcome back, Dimwee.
You gotta take it, Fito.
Yeah, sorry, I was just saying, just as Wee Laddie gets another good save, playing it defensively, it's Toast's turn to make a run. His team's not quite in position. He's playing it safe. He gets that past the first defender, though. Goes to the second. He's going on his own, and he sends it! That is a goal on the board for Unspoken.
Yeah, Unspoken now going up. 1-0 with 3.5 still to go in this third round. Of course, Unspoken down 2-1, or 1-2 in this series. As Glafer here for Unspoken, getting control at mid, sends that one up. Though will be contested there in that far side corner. Zeno for Ivy will turn it around. Little ceiling carve to keep that one sky high to stay up on that Geo. Although good tackle there. Although the send up shot goes just wide.
It just didn't have that extra option for the finish there. There was otherwise really good work up the floor. Drew a couple defenders out, but then got stuck there in that 1v1, 1v2 essentially at the goal as a Toast. Kind of a similar situation there. Oh, but look at the return as the goalkeeper there. Who was that? Wee Laddie doing a good job in previous rounds, but unable to stop that second assault.
With 2 minutes 50 on the clock, Unspoken 6th second, it looks like things have changed for them into this 4th round.
And it's going to be Zeno, tackled there by Glafer. Toast with a big pickup there. Big send up. Is that going to be on? Ooh, just high. And Zeno will get there first to slap that one away. Lardis, though, far side, collects it. Good pass there to Mats. Mats back to Lardis. Lardis looking for another pass there. It's going to be Glafer collecting on that one, coming in from the back line. Glafer sends it up, though, off the wall. Wee Laddie with a good stop, and Zeno moving that one away.
They had the right idea, some beautiful pass work there, looked very calm and collected, but the defense still able to disrupt just enough as Pesky now with the ball. They'll maintain control. Again, as pointed out earlier there by Finto, we're just waiting and not necessarily pushing it immediately forward, looking for some passing opportunities there. There's Gublin from the top. Matt Scoting, though, slaps it away towards the midfield where there is a Wee Laddie there to retrieve it once again for them and reset right into their offense. There's Zeno. Oh, no! A goal!
Yeah, and that's that possession game that you like to see from Ivy. They played that slow. They played it careful. They didn't just try and force the rebound after rebound or anything. They waited for the chance. They took it, and they found their goal.
Oh, no. Zenas, quick turnaround. Sends it.
Oh,
Ivy, just like that.
I can't believe my
yeah, quick turnaround. Now they're evening this up with 1 minute 30 on the clock. Ivy are not done yet.
Not done yet. And then, oh, my goodness. What was that, 30 seconds? 30? Was that even 30 seconds?
I don't know, 10 seconds, something like that. Absolutely relentless.
Relentless indeed, as Lardis down to the sewers. Toast there, though tackled by Xenos. This one is going to get loose again. No, the good stack there to pick that one up as Unspoken moving into the offensive zone. Looking to tie it up. No, Wee Laddie will stop it. Send that one away here for Ivy.
Wee Laddie again coming up in the clutch. Clutch time indeed, 50 seconds left and a 1-point differential. So a lot of important plays coming up ahead here as Wee Laddie moves on in, trying to get the pass by Pesky there, trying to contest. Toast does so with a few carves more. Might juke himself out of nobody else, but still maintains possession, but not for long. Lardis now with a takeaway, 30 seconds remaining.
Phenomenal control there from Lardis, sending that one up to Mats. Mats moving on in, big send across with Pesky. Big stop there. Critical moments of this game as Lardis, though, gets that one back for Unspoken. Lardis doing a lot of moving up here, though. Good tackle there as we'll be back in the hands of Ivy. Xenos, far side, tackled again. This one up. Wee Laddie, big follow through, though, into the hands of Toast there on the back line with 7 seconds to go. Toast sends it up. They're looking to tie this one up to go to overtime, although Pesky will get there first, picks that up. Pesky spikes it down the floor. They're looking to end this one as quickly as possible, and they do. Ivy gets it.
That is game for Ivy. Match taken and a turnaround as well. The first game, we saw a bit of a struggle there. They lost 4-0, but then they turned it around quickly against Unspoken. They figured it out. They took a minute. And yeah, that's another turnaround.
Yeah, that turning point there with around 2 minutes left or so in the match, where we had those 2 goals in a row on an open goal, and just immediately following the joust. Essentially, they were just in quick succession, and that was really the turning point. We touched on that earlier on, right? Didn't we? Where in those 5-minute rounds, you just need that little burst of scoring, of momentum, and that can carry you to a victory. And that's exactly what we saw there about halfway through.
It was, and a big shout out to Wee Laddie. Those defensive stops were a big part of the Ivy victory here in this series. Phenomenal defensive plays, not just in the goal, but all over that back line to keep that. Anytime Unspoken got those opportunities and sent them away, Wee Laddie was typically there to pick them up and send them right back in, forcing just so many attacks from Ivy on offense. That's the importance of defense. That's the importance of having a good back line, because they will keep you in the game. And just phenomenal teamwork and team play from Ivy. Good showing from Unspoken.
Yeah, and the chat there pointing out as well, the lot of pressure and the QB strategy, perhaps, with a lot of pressure being put on them. The kickoff strat working, says Starkey earlier on. And that's the thing, I think in the earlier rounds, we didn't see too many of those, turnover turned into goals, like right off of that neutral ball, essentially, or dead ball, rather. But then by the time we got to that vital, that crucial late game, the strats started changing, working, and it didn't really allow the players for Unspoken to make adjustments, because by the time they could adjust, well, they were already a couple rounds down, and unfortunately they lost that one, which concluded the game. So just those subtle changes in strategy, or subtle bursts, or big bursts of momentum rather, turned the tides there, and they just weren't able to adjust in time to force a 5th round. But yeah, Finto, any other comments there on what you saw, or we'll head over to another game here real soon, I believe.
Yeah, well, I'd just like to point out the interesting way Ivy played that all round, because they were playing it quite traditional at the start, but then obviously conceding that first game 4-0, the way they changed it up to play it slow, to play it safe, and to play for possession until they found their moments was really interesting, and something we've not seen much of, but it's clearly working for Ivy.
All right, well, on that note, we do have, of course, many more matches to come here in day 2 of the VRML Pioneer Cup for Orion Drift EU. So we're going to take a quick intermission once again and line up your next matches. Of course, you have also our other channel here on VRML Network running streams and casts as well. So you have your options to watch and switch between as you please. But thank you for joining us, and stay tuned. We'll be back in a few. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to VRML Pioneer Cup for Europe. This is day 2, our round robin edition. And in the casting booth, I'm Palador, being joined on the co-cast by Aiden VR, and in the analyst, Finto. What can you tell us about this match? We got SBI versus Cold coming up.
Yeah, SBI, a team that we've seen show up yesterday. I believe we watched them on the main stream for the Swiss style tournament. They were making some great moves and they played very well yesterday, winning 4 out of their 5 games. Cold, on the other hand, an exceptional team. A lot of EU people will fear the name of, dare I say it. They went perfect yesterday, winning 5 out of their 5 games and have recently been the winners of the community-run tournament.
Yeah, well, it seems like indeed a tall task ahead. Even in the YouTube chat there for SBI, we say, I do not know, saying, don't cast this game. Not, maybe a little bit of humor or maybe a little bit of seriousness mixed in. A little bit of fear, a little bit of humor. Either way, you know what? We're cheering you on in the most unbiased way possible. Cole, definitely a team that's going to be tough to beat, so we'll see. Aiden, welcome to the casting booth there. Let's take it away.
All right. Yeah, I have not seen these teams play yet, so I'm a fresh face, but it's all right. As we get Georgie trying to move that up, it gets taken by Yaz over on SBI. Moving it down, it's a pass to I do not know, or a fake to Sam. Going for a shot. What a shot it is.
Ooh.
1 point on the board for SBI.
Yeah, and that's a quick and confident one. Yeah, I was chatting all of that about Cold, and it gets passed off instantly. So, well, I guess we're still to see what SBI have in store as fresh faces.
Yeah, see, SBI, I do not know. Have some confidence there. You're ready on the scoreboard. That was quick, in no time at all. As we get there, that first goal there, buzzing now in the air, loses the handles there. I do not know. The aforementioned, having it taken there by Pug right quick as they go to the bridge. Georgia now looking for their first score. Venom from the sky, and no one there as it gets right by. Good pass indeed.
Yeah, and it was great teamwork, looking very fluid there as a nice pass off. No interceptions, no needs for a rebound. Just a nice pass up and a spike down on the tight angle.
Indeed, a very nice quick pass. What an angle indeed, as you said. It's going to be Vaz now moving it forward over on the right bridge. It's Burns. Burns passing that one over, but intercepted there. And it's going to be down by Mr. Venom now. A lot of switching around of hands on Palador.
Yeah, seems so as Sam sends it over. Mr. Venom overtaking, though. Nice interception. Read that very well, and just as well. Maybe a shot. Little off, but the rebound's not. Hug.
And it's that speed running up the field, having your players in the right position to be ready for a rebound, but also be ready to run back if they go for their own long shot. It's Cold, just able to find that one.
So 2-1 now favoring Cold. SBI back in the offense for a moment. Buzz with the ball. Buzz being assaulted. A lot of defense getting right in the way as it takes an awkward bounce right back towards Ness, but Pug is there to retain possession for them. On the move now is Cold. Looking cool in the blue and right into the goal too. It's another score, 3-1.
And it was just right there, but a fast shot from Pug is going to shut that down as we pass 2 minutes 40. Cold are 2 points up, a comfortable position going into the second half.
Yeah, indeed. We got Buzzin coming down, trying to find some leeway there, but Tom's not given any as he pushes up on the side of Cold, trying to find some passes. Still pressured by those 2 defenders, though. Buzzin able to get a quick slap out over to Sam. Sam now on the halo, going to move it around. Tom's trying to pressure. No boost, though. Over to Vaz. One-on-one with the goalie at the moment, going for the shot. Ooh, just not making it, though, as Pug will pick that one up and take it down.
Diving out of the goal there was Pug to get the ball. Now a bit of a dog pile forming in the mid lane. From up high, the ball just losing the handles there of it, as it will be a fling, as Georgie now has an open goal, and hey, no problem at all. So a couple open ones here, and Cold now breaking it open.
Yeah, with 2 minutes left on the clock, it seemed confident for SBI at the start, but they were unable to find any more points after the first. Cold now 3 points by advantage.
Oh, that juke was just mean. I don't know, moving it up the field, trying to find a pass to Buzzin. Buzzin over to Vaz. Vaz, back over to Sam. Sam on the floor, trying to find Do Not Know. Not able to find, though, as Georgie trying to get that pressure on. SBI will recover, and looks like it does get slapped over. back to their zone. That's really close to the goal. Toms is going to be there first. What a shot that was. 4-2. Or for 1, sorry.
And they are so ready for these long shots with no defender sitting back. It seems almost easy for them. Of course, it is not. Those long shots are hard to hit, and even when not, it's hard to get back that fast to tap it in for your team. When you got defenders sprinting it back, SBI turns that around instantly. A point on the board for them. 2-5.
Nicely done on the shot there. You know, those ones are sometimes also hard to save. A lot of times defenders will be expecting the ball to, you know, go above or to the left or to the right. Sometimes they don't expect it right at their feet and then bouncing out in because, of course, those physics just getting in the pesky way of those goalkeepers. Maybe another one here attempted, but the ball going a bit astray as it's now taken back by Cold, and they're getting right into the front line.
Yeah, they are, as Georgie's going to push that one forward, trying to find a goal opportunity. He does find it, getting past, I do not know, the goalie. Doing a little spin. He's mad about that one.
Yeah, for every beautiful passing play you have from Cold, there's one that comes in like that where he seems to silky smooth run past every defender and find that all on his own.
Well, will be the end of the round here, just a second or two away. 6-2 in favor of Cold. Again, a very strong team, undefeated in day one, as mentioned. But SBI not doing too bad for themselves either. They still have a chance maybe at a goal here if they can disrupt. But Cold, even with the win, they're still opting to play on and maybe score even more, get more momentum, and disrupt the momentum of SBI. And finally, the round will end here. And that is a solid win for Cold, but not a mercy by any stretch, Finto. So, you know, SBI, we'll see if they can re-strategize here in the next.
No, and I think both of the games we've watched so far, watch the first team go very strong, and then it gets turned around and they manage to lose. So, you know, it's not a nail in the coffin by any stretch. In fact, the door is very still open for SBI to make their mark. It was a good first round from Cold, though. They were quick with those passes and keeping that ball in their possession and just wouldn't give SBI any chances. Of course, SBI, when they did, capitalized very well, finding those 2 goals, but it wasn't enough up against the 6 that Cold managed to find for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, yeah, Aiden, we were talking about it like every stream, not to be redundant, it seems like, but yeah, we've actually seen both day 1 and day 2 now of EU of plenty of those reverse sweeps or near reverse sweeps come in. Even on teams that you don't necessarily expect or haven't seen before. Of course, this is day 2, so these are the top 8 teams of day 1. So no matter what, if you get here, you know you got skills. You showed it yesterday to earn your way up here today. So anything could happen, but you know, Cold, I think they're feeling good. They're feeling chill, in fact.
Yeah, I would say so as well, as we do get into round 3 now. Ball is going to launch in the air. First to it, it's Mr. Venom on the side of Cold. Wait. Yeah. Venom trying to move it around. That was confusing, and it's in the goal.
Drift ball magic.
With no defender sitting there, it's almost like they left it open for them. A great solo run across the floor. No aerial, no teammates needed when you can make a run like that.
Yeah, and indeed, not the kind of goal you want to see go in right off the bat, off the joust. But nonetheless, Vaz here trying to get the ball, but it will be Tom's instead. With the recovery, Tom sends it over to Pug on the opposite end of the floor. Pug has some options cutting skyways, has 2 of them in fact. A bit of a pile-up forming here, so not able to hit those passes, and the defense collapsing accordingly to interrupt and maybe get control, as I don't know, just takes control of the ball there on an attempted shot from Tom's.
Yeah, nice control going on from I don't know, really trying to fight Pug for it right now. Pug does get an opportunity, ooh, but it's stolen by Buzzin, and I don't know, really keeping on the defense there as they try to move it back. Georgie still having possession over on Cold, trying to find a pass over to Mr. Venom. Venom on the floor, trying to find Toms! Not able to do it though. Vaz with the intercept over on SBI. SBI now moving it down the field, trying to find a nice pass over the middle. Mr. Venom with the intercept. That is an open goal opportunity. Is it in? No, it's not initially. Buzzin able to recover that and move it over to the right side.
Yeah, good job by Buzzin and I don't know to get back on the defensive end to deny any easy goal attempt, as Mr. Venom now will drive it in from the sky, and oh my, right over the goalpost that I don't know made with his arms, just throwing it up in the air right at the shot.
Taking things a bit differently that time for Cold. They were just keeping the pressure on there relentlessly, taking the rebounds, taking the passes, intercepting. They wouldn't let them out of their own half until eventually they found that second goal on the board as we go into past the 3rd minute.
Mr. Venom now from the bridge has Buzz right behind, and easy does it pass to Pug, and Pug gets it right above the outreached arms as well and captures yet another point here.
Yeah, the offense is absolutely crazy from Cold. Again, I haven't watched any of these teams play yet, but Cold is absolutely insane with their offense. I mean, SBI, they're nothing to, write off, but the offense is just insane as another shot going in there. Oh, it was so close to a save.
What a goal.
Yeah, just fine now. They're running away with this. 4 points up, 2 minutes 30 on the board. We're passing half time, and if they keep going at this pace, they could be lining themselves up for a mercy on the second round, which is not a great way to go for SBI. But just as we say that, SBI turn it around quickly and find one of their own. They can't quite save that, and that could be a confident sign for the half to come.
Yeah, indeed, they still got on the scoring board in the last round as well. Can't count them out now. They got a nice one there. And then they've been playing some pretty good defense here. It's just the offense has been pretty on point for the side of Cold. So can't knock SBI for their efforts here. But as we can see, the problem is even after some good defense and disruption, it seems like Cold, despite that, they have a tendency to maintain possession, as you see here. Again with another knockaway, but see if Samsfire can get maybe something going. But exactly what I talked about right there. The defense, as good as it is for SBI, they cannot get it cleared into the other side of the floor, much less the midfield.
Yeah, they're really struggling to get it out there. Does go back to midfield, but that was because of a reset. It's picked up now by Toms, or at least he's trying to find for it. Buzzin gets a hand on it, trying to move it down the field. Pressured by Pug, though, trying to get it out. Pug, once again, really fighting for it. Wow. What a play that was. It was a 1v2 for a moment, but Pug got his hands on it. Sam taking control now over on SBI, trying to find a shot opportunity. 2 on the nest. I don't know, trying to hit the backhand shot. Not in, though, as it's picked up by Toms once again.
Oh, they had an opportunity there for sure. It was for at least a moment a potential 2-on-1 at the goalkeeper flying in, but the problem is the two cutters both flew high, kind of in line with each other, so didn't really have the coordination there to get that extra last pass in, and that was kind of what spelled doom, although they might have some opportunities here. As Vaz now with some disruption and getting the ball there for just a brief moment, but losing out the boost, and then sails down to the floor, allowing Pug now to take control of the ball for Cold.
Yeah, Cold moving it up as Georgie going for a shot. Is it in? No, it's not. Just to the right side. Tom's able to recover that. You got Georgie behind. You got a person. He's just going to take it all by himself.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what to save. And it gets pushed out just a little bit, but they are going to recover that. Pug, once again, trying to move it forward. Vaz with the pressure. Pug moving it forward still. Trying to get past those defenders. Tom's with a nice pass over. Who is that? It's Venom on the sky trying to find a shot. It's not in. Gets cleared out to middle.
Cleared out middle, a little left of the goal there. That's what I was talking about, that beautiful defense and transitioning almost to offense. Oh, the missed opportunity, unfortunately, there. The defense was so far behind and just caused enough disruption to disable the shot, I think. Just, again, that light fear of someone coming up from behind you. You can feel the hairs in your neck standing up. Beautiful defensive effort there towards the end, but could not translate it into points, unfortunately, Finto. It will be Cold taking that round, but only by 3 this time.
Yeah, and SBI putting on a brilliant defensive display. It's just that Cold were ruthless in their attacks, going again and again and again, keeping that pressure on, not even letting them out of their own half most of the time. And if you keep the pressure on like that, if you keep them on the back foot, keep them working to try and defend, eventually they're going to create gaps. You're going to take advantage of it, and Cold are going to find that second game.
Shout out to I do not know on the stream, again, the stream chat that is. Gaining all the aura of this stream, so taking the time to say what's up to YouTube. Appreciate that. Good luck on the next round. Cold, doing what they're doing, and got to give credit to them for sure. That team play, Aiden, as we've seen, despite some good defensive stops from SBI, Cold just really so good maintaining possession or regaining possession and keeping it so locked in onto that side of the floor, the red side of the floor.
Dare I say it, I think this round might go a little bit differently. But, hey, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we saw it from Ivy. We saw it from Ivy.
Friends, it's go time.
That's true. And now we're seeing the start of the round. So let's see if we get another one of those potential reverse sweeps, or at least round 4s, round 5s. Cold in control earlier on, but we'll see who gets that first goal now. That first initial burst of momentum, as the goal is actually wide open. Oh, that's not good looking, but it is if you're Cold. First shot of the game.
Just a toss-up. He spots that it's only Buzzin', and he's not able to reach it before him, and just sends the chance for the quite long shot, but good accuracy finds that for Thomas and Cold.
Yeah, it does find it, as Georgie is going to put that one down to Thomas. Once again, an open goal. That is so unfortunate. SBI's defense right now is kind of lacking behind. Hopefully they can do something to fix it. But as they are going to try and do their triple stack once again, moving it forward.
You know, it's one of those cases, I wouldn't even cite the defense specifically as much as, I guess, the communication aspect of it, because there wasn't even anyone there for 3 shots in a row, for that matter. 3 shots in a row where there's no one back. So I think changing up the strategies with these triple stacks, it looks like a Finto, and trying to find something in the well, but it's actually leading to these open goals now.
Yeah, and we're barely a minute gone, and that's already 3 goals. Not a comfortable position. Samsy trying to change that goal, getting aggressive. He sends it. That's a first on the board for SBI. And about time, because that was a dangerous first minute, the way Cold were taking that.
Yeah, for sure. Cold just being very punishing, and you know, if you leave him an open goal, the players here are offensively talented enough to take advantage. They almost do there, and they still just might, indeed. So a little bit falling apart here, it looks like on the defensive end, just not able to cover the goal, and you know, unfortunate there for SBI.
Yeah, it was a nice 1 goal for them to take, but Cold, it seems like they're running away with this now, finding one immediately off the back of SBI's. They already had 3 up at the start. Buzzin may be able to do something here, but Pog is just so quick on the interception, sending it up on his own. Georgie takes it, going in for the goal. It seems almost open, passes off to Thomas. Thomas making a run, making him wait a bit, holding on to the possession. He's sending it on his own, and that's a goal.
Yeah, just a big turnaround here. You know, from the other rounds, initially SBI had held Cold to a lower scoring output in the second round than they had in the first, but now Cold taking full advantage of these open goals, and they're just being absolutely brutal in these assaults of the open ones and even the closed ones, as another one sails dangerously close, and again the exact same deja vu results.
Yeah, and just the speed on that, able to get that rebound. Cold gets their 6 and puts them one away from a mercy. 1 away from taking this match and continuing their perfect streak.
SBI still trying to find some wiggle room around that defense. They are being heavily pressured right now as Sams goes up. Ooh, they have an open goal this time. Trying to go for it, but Mr. Venom is there, unfortunately for Cold. They are going to move it down the line now, flying across the arena. Being pressured by Buzzin. It's in the hands of Georgie now. Georgie finding a pass over to Pug. Pug moving it down the line. They're going to try and get that mercy. Pass to Venom, and it is in. That is the match going to Cold.
With a beautiful final goal. Looks like he's shooting, but he just drops it down to Venom. Gets the rebound and shuts down SBI's chances there at taking this back, at turning this around. That is a mercy on the last one and taking that 3 rounds. What did you think of that, Palador?
Yeah, well, I agree there with the YouTube chat. Tom the caster says Cold is OP. Pally the caster says absolutely. Cold got hot. What do you think as well, Aiden? I was expecting, you know, based on the last rounds, maybe a change in round 3 to see that turnaround, but it just seems like instead Cold just put the pressure on even more.
Yeah, no, I see where they get the name from now, but hey, you cannot count SBI out there. They played pretty phenomenally, all things considered. I mean, they were put against a very strong offensive force there during the game, but they held up pretty well, I think. It's one thing having a strong defense, good communication as a team. Sometimes it's difficult to do, especially if you're playing like as many games as you are now. A lot of teams have trouble with that stamina and trying to keep it all together, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's a tough task. Sorry for the team. Go ahead, Finto.
I was just going to say, we've got scores in from some of the other games, and we can tell you who will be advancing most likely into the next bracket. Cold in the top bracket, Group A, will be advancing to the semi-finals alongside in Group A, Speedster, who are still to finish their 3rd match, but the results of the other 2 teams are 2 losses. So as it stands, Speedster is set to advance. In the Group B, Ivy currently also a perfect streak today, 3 wins. It's between Unspoken and Party Poopers, though, how they can round off their 3rd matches and who will get that last spot into the semi-finals.
All right, and we do have a moment here, of course. Bears mentioning this Pioneer Cup $1,000 prize pool, as well as the bragging rights for being the first VRML winners of a cup here in Orion Drift. $1,000 prize pool again, also for the Ignition Cup coming in on May 31st through June 1st. Love to see it, so sign up for that. And it's all leading towards, of course, VRMLCon 2025. in Phoenix, Arizona. You see the qualifiers there for the Phoenix Invitational. That's June 27th through 29. That will have a $5,000 prize pool spread amongst our regions. Again, leading up to the Phoenix convention there at the ASU Media and Immersive Experience Center, where there is a $20,000 prize pool across our games, featuring, of course, Pavlov Shack Veils, Breachers, and the headline Orion Drift that we know and love here on this stream. So really looking forward to that, guys. Buy your tickets at vrmlcon.com, and also visit for more information and whatnot. Meet your favorite players, your casters, and what have you. It's a wonderful time. So look forward to seeing you guys there for sure.
Who knows, if you sign up for some of these tournaments, you could end up playing there yourself.
Yeah. No, for real. My team today did pretty good. We might be playing. Who knows? We'll see.
And you've been to some VRML cons yourself, Aiden, right? So you
I have. I've been to the last two.
Yeah, so you know how it is, right? The LAN experience is something that can't be described. It's too cool, too
unforgettable.
Fun. Having hundreds of people, who all love VR, who all love these esports. Really just a fun experience, bonding experience, and once you're in the thick of things, in that crowd cheering on the teams playing, it's so crazy.
It is.
Nothing like being
you can
there.
see Wonder playing a few videos from the past VRML cons over on the stream. It is truly an unforgettable experience. Still, probably some of my favorite life memories is seeing everyone at the LANs. I've been to, I think, 4 now.
Yeah, there you go. And for me, likewise, I've been to too many to count. I think something around the 14 LAN/meetups at least for Echo. Just can't get enough of it. That's why even when I'm on the other side of the world, I'm still gonna be flying out to this one in Phoenix come July. And I know for Finto, likewise, you've had your LAN experiences there with a Duckman and whatnot for Echo and all these gatherings as well. And I know you enjoyed that over in November, right? Last November.
Yeah, and I can tell you, if I was in North America, how much I would love to be going to VRML Con. Unfortunately, I can't, but I'm sure there's plenty of you who can. And take it from me, I would hate to miss that. I'm gonna hate to miss it this year, but all of you over in North America have the chance and should take advantage of it.
All right, but with that said, again, go to vrmlcon.com for tickets and more information. Again, that will be in Phoenix, July 25th through 27th. So be there. But that said, right here on the casting desk, we're going to take an intermission. We're going to situate our next matchups for you, and we'll be right back. So don't go too far.
VR Master League and Another Axiom are proud to introduce the Phoenix Driftball Invitational, Orion Drift's first ever on-stage tournament at VRMLCon 2025. For those attending the event, gather your team and enter for a chance to play on stage and compete for the $5,000 grand prize.
The format is simple. Phase 1 is an online open qualifier bracket where every team that enters will battle it out for a top seed. The top 16 teams from the qualifier will earn their spot on stage and move forward to compete at VRMLCon on July 27th.
The competition truly begins with the Phoenix phase, a single elimination bracket played in person across 2 different stages throughout the day. It all culminates in the Driftball Grand Finals, the closing act of the event, where only one champion can be crowned.
Want to throw your hat in the ring? Use the VRML Discords to find a team of fellow attendees and sign up using the form in the server. Just remember, all players must have tickets and be attending the event to sign up. Online players will not be eligible for the Phoenix stage.
VRMLCon 2025 is shaping up to be the event of a lifetime. Don't miss your chance for an unforgettable VR experience. Get your tickets and sign up for the Phoenix Invitational today.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to VRML Pioneer Cup Day 2 for EU. Our round robin tournament forming into a semifinals match now here between Speedster and Ivy. On the casting desk, I am still Palador. That is still Finto and still Aiden. How's it going, guys? Finto, I think you had some things to go over here, right? Brackets-wise, these two talented teams in the top 8 now find themselves a final. Almost into the finals at the end of day 2.
Yeah, Ivy Speedster, two teams we've seen already on the stream that have been performing really well, both of them with a great comeback in both their games. Speedster with that turnaround from match point all the way to the victory. Yesterday in the Swiss style tournament, both teams went 4-1 in the way of wins and losses, performing really well. Ivy finishing 3rd overall and Speedster finishing 4th. So pretty close game we got lined up here. I can tell you, Ivy in previous tournaments have performed exceptionally well, usually taking the 2nd spot, normally just after Cold, who's in the other arena up against Unspoken.
And Aiden, you mentioned too, you haven't seen up until today, you haven't really gotten a good look at several of these teams, but what's your impressions so far from the ones we've casted?
Yeah, guys, I feel really left out. I haven't casted any of these teams. Okay, this is like just rude. But the impression I've gotten today is these teams are absolutely insane in terms of, I mean, all-around skill in general has been pretty good. A lot of the offensive, I've noticed, have been absolutely just terrifying. If I was in the arena, I would be scared.
Indeed, I mean, I'm scared watching these players sometime. It makes me nervous to step into the arena with any of them, but also I kind of look forward to it at some point. I've been saying it. The more I play this, the more it feels like home. That esport feel, that echo feel, and whatnot. And especially as we cast these top 8 teams in this tournament across all our regions, but especially here for EU on this stream so far, witnessing that wonderful team play, that control. And also those comebacks, those overtimes. We've already had a few. It makes. You see it in the chat a lot too, right? Just watching these games makes you want to go play it as well.
It does.
But alas, we're stuck here casting it for a little while longer. But I think that's a good position to be in as well. I'm excited.
Yeah, I am also excited. Back when I used to watch Echo a ton on the Twitch stream, I would always want to go in and play it, as we do get that ball in the middle now. So take it away, guys.
All right. Well, again, I'm Palador. It's Finto joining me on the co-cast now. Aiden will be also on our post-goal commentary. Wonder T on the cams. Let's get to it, shall we?
Speedster getting straight into it, trying to go straight for the shot. Wee Laddie passes that off, sends it up to Zeno. They're playing this a bit safe, a bit slow. They've got possession. A good pass off to Goblin. He's going to keep that possession rolling. He gets tackled. Pesky's in for the mix. Ball's up in the air. Anyone for the taking. Bounces off the halo. And now it's in the hands of Speedster, Palador.
Yeah, Zeppi there being tackled out as it's overtaken by HVT. We'll go calmly onto that bridge. Hopefully no trolls underneath it. Looks like just a couple defenders instead. Zeno coming away with the ball. Has an angle, but Zeppi is there to recover on the defense. So maybe a quick, rushed bit of a pass there as Telebees trying to handle the ball, but wrangled instead by Pesky.
Yeah, Pesky with a good intercept. Speedster, though, still fighting to hold that possession. As Marco goes for a good pass. Telly can't quite receive, and it's Wee Laddie. Now, usually the goalie, but his turn to pass that up and make his own run. He drops it down, though. Can't quite keep possession. Marco chases that, sends it up. He's almost home free. Zeno's right behind him, and he passes it straight into his hands.
Yeah, a lot of contesting here going on now. Goblin and Maro. Maro somehow getting control of the ball right back. Just kind of went right his way. As back to HVT from the top, trying to avoid, but the tiptoes grab there, tackled out, and enabling this almost a shot attempt there, but it's going to be taken by Zeno. Once again, leaping over the defender with that boost, trying to manage the fuel well as they go over the halo and over to that right side and seeing if they can hit a teammate now on a cut. They got some options towards the nest and towards the backboard, but instead, Zeppi will send it out of there right into the sewer area.
Yeah, and it's still up for contention. Ivy holding on to possession. Passes it off. Good to Goblin. It's Pesky, though, to finish it off. It's almost in! And they can't quite finish it. Pesky recovers. He's on the reset. HVT chasing down. Doesn't quite get the tackle. Pesky tries to go solo, but he's going to lose that to Marco, who's now making his own run. Passes it up. But it's Zeno heading for the goal. Just one in, and it's saved.
Zephy with a stellar save there, slapping it out, but it will stay on this side of the floor for at least a moment. Maro now trying to change that fate. Oh, but Gublin interrupting as well as Zeno now back into the offense potentially as the possession exchanges a few times. The nest covered well, some man marking going on there as well on the QB. Zeno there craftily able to avoid a few defenders, but unfortunately for him, we'll go right back to HVT and Co. and then back again. It is a breakneck pace, but a scoreless pace thus far.
Yeah, now it's Speedster trying to make their run. They're getting up quite close. We're at the halfway mark, 2 minutes 30. HVT holds it up. Pesky intercepts. It's back and forth here with the tackles, with the passes. It's the long shot coming in though, and that's a first on the board in the hands of Ivy. 2 minutes 17 in. A long time wait for that first goal.
Yeah, the really long time wait. We are 3 minutes into the game now, and that is only the first goal. But yeah, taking it back over to Pesky. Here we go.
Zeno now from
Aiden
that
waiting all that
ceiling.
time for the first.
Oh yeah, so, my apologies, Aiden, on behalf of these teams, but trying to gain that momentum now. And some nice saves there, and good defense by Maro, denying it at the close range, huh?
Yeah, that's for sure. Wee Laddie trying to find some more. I mean, for Aiden for talk about, but also for them to try and secure this victory. They keep shooting, but they can't quite get the save on the rebound. It's Gublin to recover. It bounces off the roof though. Zeno still holding on to that possession for Ivy. Oh, nice stealing carve in. He's going for it on his own. Tries to send it. Passes off to Gublin. And he finds that just when you think he's going solo.
Yay, look, I get to talk about things again. And it's only been 30 seconds. It's okay, guys. It's going to be picked up now and sent over.
All right, well, Pesky there with the ball. Gonna skate over. Might be giving opportunities for another goal. Indeed. And they are getting their scoring efforts up in a hurry here, Aiden.
Yeah, what a quick play there. Just across the arena in the goal, less than 20 seconds. You love to see it. Oh, and there's another shot opportunity from Pesky. Zeno's gonna hit that one in real quick. This is sped up quite a bit in the last 1 second.
Frenzy restart.
Now
What's
almost
up with
an
this,
apology.
Pinto?
They're turning this around, yeah. I mean, it's what we've seen from some Ivy games in the past. They play it, switch up their playstyle dynamically so much mid-game, and it seems like they're at it again. Playing it slow, playing for that contention at the start, and they just kept on getting tackled and couldn't quite make an attack. Things have changed now, though, with 4 consecutive goals, 30 seconds on the board. This first one's going to be in the hands of Ivy.
And HVT now getting control, seeing if they can make one on this side of the floor, and they do. They'll floor it, they'll score it, and on the board.
Yeah, good to see Speedster getting some momentum there. As we will be going into this next round. Good to get a first goal. It's good for the mental, good for team comp, everything. You get that first goal, everyone thinks, hey, we can do this.
Oh, and that they did indeed, as this round will come to a close here shortly. Clock expired, but trying to juggle the ball up in the air. Pesky now. Getting stunned, tackled rather, and that will finally end the round. That was a wild one, wasn't it, Aiden? That took a turn at the halfway point. We were scoreless up until that point, but yeah, it really sped up, I do suppose. And we had, 4 goals in the span of about a minute or so there towards the end.
Yeah, no, it was really, really close. And then IVI just out of nowhere started scoring like crazy. Or, sorry. Yeah, IVI, I'm right. Just started scoring like crazy. I mean, hey, good on them. You love to see it. And then Speedster getting that 1 goal towards the end there. That's good for the momentum once again. Coming into this next round, I think it might be a different game. Don't want to say anything, too severe. The curse still applies in Orion Drift.
Apparently so. Chat there cheering on Ivy as a GTC player. And Piao saying hi to Finto. So yeah, thank you for joining us, guys. Glad to see you in the chat, interacting, reacting. Always a fun time for us casters when you see the interaction there and the engagement. And indeed, worthy of it are these players at this highest of skill level.
Yeah, exciting for us indeed. As you say, highest skill level, and we're just about to get into more of it as this second round comes in. Can Ivy keep the ball rolling, or will that last goal carry the momentum for Speedster?
So Zeno will work it up the floor for the first attempt at offense, it would seem. And will it go? No, sirree. It's HVT there with a bit of a save. It's Pesky trying for another one, but gets deflected off the hands of a defender. Goblin there being contested by HVT, as it will be taken to the midline. HVT again saying his name quite a lot, causing quite a bit of trouble over and over for those defenders. Need to get it away from him because he is a pest right now in defense.
Yeah, that's for sure. They are keeping it on the attack, though. They're not letting any pressure off, and as pesky as they can be on defense, eventually they might find that gap. It could be now, but still keeping it alive, keeping that defense going until they can try and get it clear. Pesky keeping it in the hands of Ivy. He's going for the goal, and he finds it. And if you keep chipping away, that's what happens.
Ivy, they're really pushing HVT, that defender, back, trying to fight for it. Honestly, it's one of those things that is just really interesting that a team can switch to offense so quick, as Xenos now on the side of IVI is bringing it up.
Ivy there with a possession and carving around, seeing if they can find an angle at that goal. Just beautiful carving again on the ceiling and over the halo. That mobility providing dividends as they will divide that goal in half with another point past the defender. Teleby's there now QB.
You know, we were still 0-0 at this point last round, but it's crazy to see how the momentum's changed. Once again, I know I keep bringing it up, but it's true. You know, IVI just absolutely dominating offense right now as we get really good passes.
Yeah, and it's not confident for Speedster still to get more than one round on the board throughout this entire matchup. And it looks like Ivy's setting themselves up for another, keeping this pressure on the attack. They just can't get this ball clear on the Speedster side. Xenos retakes possession, sends it flying towards the goal. He takes it on his own and finds a third for Ivy. 3 minutes down.
Yeah, once again, just not letting the defense on Speedsters not get any leeway at all. They can't even get past the halfway point. They just, IVI just steals it back and says, nope, you don't get to score today.
Kind of an unforced turnover there. They were very patient on the initial rollout, just hanging behind that midline area, and then just threw it right away, and then, well, still made a play at the other end nonetheless. So it still worked out, but that ball control definitely a huge factor here. 2.5 left in the round.
Yeah, definitely did. Taking your time with the ball sometimes is the best thing to do. Really draws that defense out for the other team, gets you in close, and that's exactly what IVI is trying to do right there too.
Yeah, that's for sure. Laddie, though, they're still keeping this pressure on. 2 minutes to go on the clock, and they're just not giving this ball away. Not taking any unnecessary attempts, not yet at least. Just passing it about, keeping it safe until they get a chance. It's down to Laddie. He passes up to Goobla, and it's passed about, and finally a goal.
You can feel that one coming.
Yeah, seen that nice passing from IVI. I think they're kind of upset about that goal.
Oh, it's on!
That was beautifully done, just cycling that ball back and forth and directly into the goal as well. You love to see that kind of team play, everyone getting their hands on the ball to enable a scoring play. We're seeing a little bit of the opposite there, though, a 1v1 play essentially. A Speedster skating around a trio of defenders and right into the goal past the keeper.
Yeah, Speedster fighting right back. We're picking up some momentum in the entire game there for both teams. It is really awesome to see.
Now the offense going right back into their arms. It's HVT with a pass, nice delivery, and in a quick succession, another score here. How about it?
Yeah, we're getting close to being tied up now. Just one more point for the Speedsters. Speedster. Is it just one or is it multiple? Who knows?
In the first half, it was quite confident for Ivy, but now Speedster bringing it quite close. They've got a minute to score this last goal and try and force the overtime. Ivy are not letting go of the pressure, but could they start making mistakes here? Not yet. Ivy is not done fighting for some more goals as they're not 2 up.
They're not done yet. Still, Speedster has some time to get it back, but they're going to have to hurry up if they want to make any momentum change here.
Yeah, momentum a big factor and time even a bigger factor. Only 30 seconds remaining. A long heave will result in not quite the goal as Speedster Dubs chases it down. Gooblin just as well. It'll be Zeno coming out of the flurry in a fury with Pesky from the cut. Pesky will cut back off a little bit of a carve, unable to get the pass available there. So Morrow contesting Wee Laddie down towards that goal. Off to Gooblin, nice and easy. Does it for the score.
Yeah, really nice and easy pass and shot there over from IVI. Defense was really pulled out there on the side of Speedster. So yeah, that is going to be the round now. Up 3 points. that is going to IVI.
So, how about that, Finto? A high-scoring round at that time. We saw the initial round scoreless for the first couple of minutes, in fact, and then it really sped up towards the end. Looks like that carried over into round 2 because 9 points combined for these teams.
I mean, for me, that was an absolute emotional roller coaster. First half seemed almost certainly in Ivy's hands. Low scoring at first, finding those first 2, and then instantly Speedster turns it around, ramps up the pressure, and I believe brought it to 4-3 with Ivy. So bringing Ivy within an inch of their life there, but Ivy just turned things around, got their game back going, and found those last few goals to lock in that 6-3 victory.
And you know, got the things going well for you, Aiden, right? When you see, I think, one of those passing plays specifically where, again, they had a player on a nest, they had one left, they had one right, they had one on the backboard even. When you see stuff like that where it's cycling around, each player touches the ball, you know a team is in a good flow when everyone's getting a chance and it's seemingly uncontested just because of their precision passing. It's a beautiful thing, resulting in a lot of extra points for them over the course of a series.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Part of that is thanks to the bigger arenas that 4v4 is providing. You know, there's just more space for teams to spread out for those types of passes to work it out. But IVI is going to start out this joust strong.
We're going to start off with a score just as well, right quick. So how about it getting that first step, that first momentum near to start the round?
They're not wasting any time.
Good way to start for sure. Gublin, though, he might be going for a second here, and they've left it open, and that is 30 seconds in, 2 goals for Ivy, a confident kickoff.
Absolutely crazy. IVI coming to this round strong. We got Xenos playing along with Speedster and HVT, trying to get some pressure on early, but Pesky gonna do that intercept there.
So we've seen these momentum shifts into these rounds a few times in our past games, right? Where maybe a close couple of rounds, but then seems like just a little bit of lapses in the defense and then opening up with some quick scores. We've seen that kind of a recurring theme here across some of our games today.
Yeah, but now, I mean, we're seeing a lot less of the passing play so far. Both goals looking almost solo just across the ground. The ball is contested again, maybe going for another one, but out of boost, he's dropped the ball. And it Speedster to try and go for the long shot. Wheeladdy to save, always at the back, always keeping them safe. Ivy Wheeladdy putting in some serious work as a goalie today.
And Gublin now down the line, being assaulted by a pair of defenders there and loses the handles as a result. HVT tapping up and going off to the races skyways, that is. Has some teammates in tow. Some very clever, crafty maneuvering, but unfortunately was not able to continue carrying the ball down the floor. Lost the handles. Now teammates recovering for them. There's Morrow. Morrow being assaulted as well. Morrow now tapping it over, attempted on a short-range pass. Not quite, and overtaken by Telebes. And Telebes sending it to Speedster, but cut off. Also, some great defense. And once again, the flurry in the corner.
And just as we pass the 3-minute mark, Ivy are holding strong with those 2 goals. We saw it change though mid-game previous rounds. There's still potential for Speedster here. Ivy is a match point. They just need to take this one, and they will be advancing to the finals up against the winners of the other game going on right now. Wheeladdy still trying to fight for that chance, and it's passed back, way back. Let's see who'll get there first. It's Pesky.
Yeah, some points need to be getting on the board here soon for them, or else they could be in trouble. That clock continuing to wind down. Gublin here, though, from the top, right about the nest, a little handoff, and not quite on the angle. Wheeladdy attempting a bit of a fader left to right on that. HVT getting possession and sending it over to teammates, but overtaken. Goal is momentarily open. Now for too long as it goes center-wise, and HVT now on an approach.
Just up against the one goalie. It's a good pass off, but Pesky's on the interception. Great defending here from Ivy to not give them any chance, even when there's perfect visions, great passing plays. They cannot hold on to that ball. Ivy is always ready to set up and go for excellent saves and intercepts just like that from Wheeladdy. Although it's still in play, Gublin takes it up into the air. He's going to be making the run. Tackled by HVT. It's on the floor for anyone's taking. Pass up. Zeno is taking that, going for the run in on his own. Teammates in position to pass. Sealing, carve down to Pesky. Can't quite catch.
Yeah, too much sauce on the pass. You like the intention, but not the connection. Nonetheless, it will still stay here around the logos. Telebes coming out of that disarray and making a straight array for that potential one-on-one play, but no, couldn't get the handle, so now the goalkeepers are able to get back in time. But nonetheless, that ball, going dangerously close near that goal. Need to get it out of there quickly on a clear, perhaps, as it will hit off that backboard and right into the palms of HVT. Uncontested rather, on the goal, able to walk that in after the defense had jumped out.
Paldor,
just
I
when it
do
looked
have to
like-
point out the strong defense so far in this game. I mean, hey, you look at Lottie and you look at Telebuys, both these players doing a really good job just hanging on the back line, stopping those goals from just going in.
Absolutely. Now another goal, well, going in and no time to talk, only to count the scores as another one goes on the board. It's a very important one at that because we are tied up here in the latter minute of round 3.
Yeah, it's the Speedster fighting for their chance to stay alive. They are forcing this overtime as it stands currently. Ivy want to find one more. They're in the box. They're set up for it. Wheeladdy's got it. He's going to pass off. They're going for it. They need this goal to take the victory. 30 seconds on the clock. It's matched up. Scores. Gublin sends it. Marco saves. It's up in the air for now. Wheeladdy takes it again. It's a great pass off to Pesky, who's going for the goal. He shoots just off the side, and that's clear for now. Still up in the air, though. HBT intercepts, and he sends that clear.
Oh, but some panic clears going in as the seconds wind down. Some crucial moments coming up in the gameplay here. A deep fling, but Wheeladdy in the way to slap that. Get that out of here, he says, as it will be taken now by Zeno. On this approach now, next goal will win this one. It's going to be taken here by Speedster. Speedster's on the bounce, trying to dribble, and it goes into overtime now as Zeno overtakes. Below the table, under the table, trying to make a deal. Wheel and deal as Speedster now not able to deal with Zeno. Intense on the offense, and oh no, right through. And the defensive hands getting in the way. Amazing as we go into OT intensity here.
Yeah, and it's all coming down to the Speedster fighting for the chance to stay alive in this game. Ivy fighting for the chance to face off in the big grand finals. And Gublin might be the one to do it here with a pass off to Pesky. It just gets dropped down. Telly making it clear. He can't quite get it away. Xenos recovers. They're fighting for it here. Tackling again and again and again. It's still on the go. Pass down. Ivy's holding on to good possession here. They're just chipping away, waiting for a chance to shoot, and there it is. Ivy take that game in the overtime.
It's why we love this.
Wow.
Yeah, what great offensive plays there from Ivy. Honestly, both teams there did a really good job on that last round. They were both really close to each other.
Yeah, that was crazy. Going to overtime yet again here on this stream, but able to clutch it up. Definitely a big blow to the momentum for a Speedster there, feeling like you competed, you stayed so well in it. Again, increasing your scoring output. Start off a little slow in those earlier rounds, picked it up there, and it turned into kind of a defensive grind fest of sorts there towards the end of the third round, Finto. But ultimately, able to pull away with that final score and take away this round, advancing to finals now, I do believe.
Yeah, into the finals, up against the winner of currently the match going on, Cold versus Unspoken, that is happening on the other stream. That game there, yeah, that was just electric. Brilliant gameplay from both teams, and even though it was 3-0 to Ivy, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time in anticipation because that was a nail-biter for sure. Brilliant plays from both teams, and of course, if you're making it this far, fourth, maybe third place out of 50-something teams, that is an achievement for sure.
Absolutely. An achievement in itself. Teams here competing for that $1,000 prize pool, their share of it, and those bragging rights of being called the first winners of the first VRML tournaments here in Orion Drift, the first of many to come, of course. Yeah, so incredible gameplay ahead, and as Finto mentioned, the other stream still running the other semifinals match in the second group. So if you want to go catch that, I recommend you go do so because the winner of that match will be seeing them here on the main channel for the finals in the near future. With that said, I do think we'll take a bit of an intermission here. Again, go check out the other match and then rejoin us for the finals coming up pretty soon. Stay tuned.
VR Master League and Another Axiom are proud to introduce the Phoenix Driftball Invitational, Orion Drift's first ever on-stage tournament at VRMLCon 2025. For those attending the event, gather your team and enter for a chance to play on stage and compete for the $5,000 grand prize.
The format is simple. Phase 1 is an online open qualifier bracket where every team that enters will battle it out for a top seed. The top 16 teams from the qualifier will earn their spot on stage and move forward to compete at VRMLCon on July 27th.
The competition truly begins with the Phoenix phase, a single elimination bracket played in person across 2 different stages throughout the day. It all culminates in the Drift Ball Grand Finals, the closing act of the event, where only one champion can be crowned.
Want to throw your hat in the ring? Use the VRML Discords to find a team of fellow attendees and sign up using the form in the server. Just remember, all players must have tickets and be attending the event to sign up. Online players will not be eligible for the Phoenix stage.
VRMLCon 2025 is shaping up to be the event of a lifetime. Don't miss your chance for an unforgettable VR experience. Get your tickets and sign up for the Phoenix Invitational today.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to VRML, the finals now for our Pioneer Cup here in EU. So we've been through a busy day full of matches on this channel and Channel B, but ultimately we have our finals here between Ivy and Cold, two teams who have impressed over and over again. I'm Palador, joined by Aiden VR and Finto. Finto, I mean, goes without saying, these teams are the top of the line. What can we expect for this match?
I think we can expect some of the best gameplay, if not the best gameplay we've seen all weekend so far. This is Cold and Ivy, two of the teams widely regarded as the best in Europe so far, and they have proved it this weekend, both making it to the finals. Cold, on one side, who has managed to go this entire weekend with conceding only a single round. That is not a single match, that is conceding only a single round, and that was in the previous semi-finals to Unspoken that just happened on the now closed B stream. So Cold are not just undefeated, but unchallenged this entire weekend. Ivy, on the other hand, also having a brilliant streak. They only lost one game in the Swiss-style tournament yesterday, and have had a perfect win streak today so far.
Aiden, how about you? How are you feeling? I know you were really impressed by the team play we've been seeing from these teams earlier on, the ease of team play. What's your outlook now for this match between these two top teams?
Well, now that I've had a chance to kind of see every team play, I have to say I am a little worried that this might be an upset and the IVI will prevail. Not really worried. It'd be really cool, but I mean, at the same time, Cold, once again, you're mentioning they're undefeated. I feel like it would be a big upset if they lost. Just saying.
Well, that would be true, and wouldn't be the first time we've seen upsets here on VRML streams. Anything could happen on tournament day, as we know. It's not just about your one-off matches. It's also about the endurance. It's about how you perform over a number of hours, a number of matches, and a number of rounds. So while teams could be on fire to start, or sometimes you see those momentum shifts, or just the endurance shifts. That's a very real thing on tournament day.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Yeah.
Either way, the sheer offense on both teams is what I think has impressed me the most. They both have really good passing, really good defensive plays. Just all around, they're great teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and of course.
Go ahead.
Yeah, while we wait for these teams, it's best to talk about not just the action we're having today, but the action that's coming up. Of course, this has been the Pioneer Cup and still is for these exciting finals, and North America is still to happen. We also have coming up soon the Ignition Cup, and then followed by the Phoenix Invitational. Yeah, Ignition Cup taking place May 31st to June 1st with a similar $1,000 cash prize pool up for the taking. This has just been the first of many to come. And of course, the Phoenix Invitational happening after that. That is going to be big. Do you want to tell us a bit about that, Palador?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Taking place in Phoenix, Arizona. Well, unlike these teams, it's not going to be cold. It'll be hot, but I also mean hot in the arena, in the LAN. All these teams coming together, qualifying, taking that $5,000 cash prize, their share of it, June 27th through 29th, but then moving on to Phoenix. Will be taking place July 25th through 27th at the ASU Media and Immersive Experience Center for a $20,000 prize pool spread across our featured games there, including Pavlov Shack, Vale, Breachers. Onward will be there as well. And then, needless to say, Orion Drift, a big headliner of our show that I'll be really happy to see cast and also meet these players from this game. So really looking forward to that there.
Yeah, it's going to be an experience that you'll never forget. Again, me and Palador have both been to a lot of lands. So has Finto. But it's one of those things where it's an unforgettable experience. Wonder once again playing some clips from the past ones on the stream right now. But it's just such an experience. You have to be there. If you can go, please do.
You see it, and it's one of those clips featured on stream as we speak there. I will never forget that last minute of those sunset games that we had, and those last days of Echo. Just what it felt like being inside that stadium, inside the convention center rather, in front of that crowd. Everyone going so wild. Last second wins there. With legends of old. With your Joker / Ignite players and whatnot, and your Instinct players. Just an incredible atmosphere. It's one of the best memories I have, hearing everyone erupt as the game was over. And, just to be a part of that, it's a special thing. So if you can make it, definitely go there. Head over to vrmlcon.com to get more info and tickets.
Yeah, well, it may have been magical to witness those last moments of Echo. We are just as lucky to witness the first of Orion Drift. This is the first of many to come. So yeah, as you say, go and get your tickets on the VRMLcon websites. And if you want to get involved in some of these tournaments, join the Discord and sign up for these events.
And so I think we'll be starting up soon here, but real quick, I want to dive into the YouTube chat and thank Mr. Nubba Wellington for a couple bucks there. Split this for Ivy. Cheering on Ivy. Appreciate the dono and the shout out, of course. You see a lot of people there, players included, some of them we've seen in the games earlier on, as well as just fans of these teams, friends of these teams perhaps, looking forward to this match about to come. And answer the question there. Yeah, I've slept, Glaffer. I've slept a little bit. There's believe it or not, there's people who are running this show that I think are more sleep deprived than I am. So, no complaints here.
Or Jonesy.
Yeah, rip Jonesy. Okay, that said, yeah, we are starting the match here shortly, it looks like. So off into the races. I'm excited for this one. Thank you guys for joining us again. This is our EU Finals for the Pioneer Cup here in VRML. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go indeed. As we get off that kickoff, it's going to be quick into the hands of IVI. They're going to be, sorry about that, Cold I meant. These teams always get mixed up in my head. Anyways, Tom's going for a pass to Georgie. Georgie not able to get it. Pesky going to pressure that one up now. Looks like it will be Gooblin with an open goal, and they take those. There is Cold, as the team name suggests.
Did you see him wave after the goal, though?
Yes.
Jeez.
We're back on it.
And all it takes is one missed pass Thomas couldn't quite receive, and Gooblin turned it around so quickly to put the first on the board for Ivy. Just shows how quick things can turn around in this game.
I'm just curious of how that will play off. Kind of the taunting going on there, throwing it into the open goal, waving at the players before it even went in, looking a bit like Steph Curry as they fill up that ball in a hurry.
But Thomas took that miss personally, that little wave. He is straight back on for a nice solo tap into the goal, and that is a great one to put a first on the board for Cold and even out these scores. 1-1.
All right, well, off to Gooblin's end here. Aiden, a 1v1. Will not get that one done. Some fast gameplay to start things off here in this opening round of finals. Best of 7.
Yeah, as we get some really nice passes coming over from IVI. Just falls on the floor. Pug gonna go for a nice clear. Lottie on the back line though, able to recover that one. Being pressured by Venom. Pass over to Pesky. Pesky back over to Goblin. Goblin looking for another pass. The intercept from Venom. Lottie with the tackle. It's gonna be moved up by Pug now. Cold is making their move, but Zenos on the back line once again. Quick pressure by Toms. Will not get too far though, as it is back into Venom's hands on the side of Cold.
Oh, Venom doing a little dance with Gooblin there, and Gooblin now playing catch up as Georgie sends a pass, and at last the shot. Nicely done.
And just at the end there, another one of those scary slow rollers, 1 mile an hour goals, but it just happened in the end, and it was some great passes off to set it up in the first place.
Absolutely, and now another attempt at the goal gets dislodged for a bit. Pesky, with the angles!
Ow.
And gets tangled in the goal. How about this pace? It's incredible right now, 2-2.
An instant turnaround, a close game, a high-scoring game as we head into the second half. 2 minutes 30.
Time to polish those plays.
Yeah, 2 minutes 30 remaining as Georgie is moving that forward. Mr. Venom 05 on the sky, trying to put it in, and as Georgie with the recovery, just slamming that right in. Cold up 1 point now.
Well, it can be so difficult to not have one player sitting at the back of the defense for those long shots. When you've got all 4 up there and they can get those rebounds, it makes magic happen.
And Tom's trying to make some more magic happen. This brisk pace continuing with another score. Can't even speak before the points go in. How about it? Combined now for 6 points. Still 2 minutes left. Cold going up by a pair.
Balls in play.
Now they're breaking away. They're keeping that pressure on. As you say, 2 minutes left, and it is good for Cold.
Now will be Zeno here taking it away. Rolling up the floor, trying to slow it down, but at the same time, they do kind of need to speed it up on that note, get a couple points on the board, so they can't slow down too quick, but they can space out. And no delivery on the pass or the shots. sent out there by the goalkeeper back into the midline, and quickly is Toms from behind, getting assaulted, vaulted, and they get the goal to go.
Noticing.
Yeah, now 5. Yeah, go on, Aiden.
I'm just noticing a lot of players using the walls to their advantage, trying to pull out that defense, giving them a little fake out. Just something I've noticed, at least.
And as you get to this really high level, those mechanics become ever more important. Those ceiling carves to dodge. It's beautiful to watch.
Absolutely beautiful as Gooblet now drives in, stopped out there by the defenders, sent waywards towards that trench area. Xeno and Venom meeting each other, shaking hands, saying hello, and Pesky with the ball here. Excuse me, first time all stream I've said that. But anyways, getting the ball here. Venom getting stemmed out, tackled as Toms sends it waywards into the mid.
Yeah, it goes all the way into that midline now. Cold does have possession of it for at least the time being. Oh, never mind. Turnover. We get back in the hands of as Georgie. It's once again in the hands of Cold. And now back to IVI, and now back to Cold. It's a very back and forth at the moment. Lottie with the quick slap up and around. Georgie gonna try and push that. The entire Cold team actually trying to push that one. As it's Pug trying to move through the sewers up and around, getting it past the defense, going for the shot, and it's in for another point.
And a good solo goal, just running past those all those defenders, slipping through and finds that all on his own.
And that will be just about the end of the round here, another second or so. Of course, they're going to try and get one more if possible, keeping that ball up in the sky, but we'll deny that ultimately, closing this round. How about that round? I mean, starting off strong and really brisk pace, as we mentioned. Ivy getting that first goal, but then Cold maybe a little offended at the wave, because then they came back after that and scored a bunch.
They made them very upset. Some people asking, who's doing cams in the chat? That is the fabulous, amazing Wonder T, man. Just had to say that. That's all.
Yeah, shout out Wonder T. You don't see him, but his presence is felt every time you tune into these streams.
Yeah, that's
so.
For sure.
Yeah, what's your idea of what round 2 could be looking like here, Finto? Because after that, Ivy got that strong start, but Cold, they came back strong. What does Ivy have to do going forward?
Look, well, we talk a lot about momentum in this game and the impact it can have on these players, and it does not, it still applies to these teams and how important that is. But Ivy so far and a few other games have done a great job of showing how quickly they can shift it into their favor. Cold is a good team and they've definitely shown that so far, but Ivy could do really well to shift this mental game, and if they can do that, like they have done in previous ones we spectated, they could change something here and bring the second round to them.
Well, we won't have to wait too long now to find out what the second round will look like, as the launch is indeed underway. So here we go. Toms with first possession, going to send it over to Georgie. Round 2 in this best of 7, folks. So again, buckle up, stay tuned. We still got a lot of game to go.
Yeah, still plenty of game to go as it goes over into Pesky's hands. And, Lottie not able to put a hand on it. Those pesky butterfingers, aren't they? It goes in the hands of Gooblin. Gooblin over to Xenos. Toms is there to recover that on the side of Cold. Cold moving it down forward now, trying to find some passing opportunities. Got Venom on the nest. Tom's still going to push that one forward. Got Gooblin with the quick slap over.
Yeah, couldn't find Venom, but he did get stung. We'll recover now as Pug with some carving right around the defenders. A lot of defenders in the way, however, and one in the back line. Laddie trying to get back, and we'll be right back to Pug. Pug slapping it over. Pesky with the possession now as the defense turns into offense, trying to move it up this floor past these midline defenders. Will not have success there as it goes right back the way of Pug and Co. Now they'll make a move on the goal quickly on the delivery to Georgie, and Laddie scooping that up like a ladle, Aiden.
Yes, a ladle indeed. Picked up by Venom. Venom over to Pug. Pesky with the intercept, though. Moving it down on Halo. Big pressure from Pug. Gonna go ahead and slap that one over at Gooblin. Now getting a hand on it for just a second. Slapping that right over the middle. Pug again with the intercept. Cold is being so cold with those intercepts right now. Moving it down the line. Venom back to Pug. Pug moving it down. Trying to go for a shot. The save from Lottie. And the move back from Xenos.
Nothing wee about that. Those big saves there. That's a grown man as Pug now goes up high and trying to take over that goal maybe before Laddie can retreat into it. But it will be Gooblin contesting Venom up top. They high-five each other as the ball goes sailing waywards into the mid zone. Taken now, and nice jukes coming in from Xeno. and then we'll be rolling right into the goal, just taking this 1-on-3 nearly, has Gublin cutting, couldn't find him, and then possession will change at least for a moment as it goes back to the midfield to Wee Laddie. Wee Laddie, open goal, could not convert.
Yeah, I couldn't get that one in. It's very unfortunate, but a fight between Venom and Xenos going on right now. A quick slap from Venom. Wee Lottie on the back line, able to recover once again for IVI. Moving it forward down the line. Pesky going for the shot. Venom with the save. And the clear over to middle. No hands on it at the moment. Ooh, Gublin and Xenos kind of running into each other there. As Georgie will pick that up for Cold. Pushing that one forward more to Pug. Pug to Venom on the Halo now. Moving it forward.
Mr. Venom 05 delivers right in stride to Tums, right back to Pug now. Some ball movement, the ball handling here beautiful as the defense now assaults. Gublin, however, will take over control of the ball, met by Georgie on the man mark defense. Going over to Zeno, and Zeno trying to square up around the ceiling carve. Nice pivot just to enable some spacing between him and the defenders. Going into the sewers now, coming out of there. Meets Georgie. Georgie now overtaking with a quick steal. Defense not quite in the way, but Wee Laddie is there to cause some disarray. Slaps it towards the midline. Gublin overtaking at the Halo. And hello, more offense underway now. Gublin, the drive, but does not survive against the defense.
Yeah, that defense on both team really right now exploding. Absolutely phenomenal work on both teams. Tom's now moving it forward now, though, on the side of Cold, losing possession of it. Wee Lottie able to pick that one back up, passing over to middle. Ooh, Georgie will get a hand on it, passing it up, but Gublin real quick to pressure back. It's really back and forth right now as it flies on over in the hands of Wee Lottie. Wee Lottie trying to go for a clear. Venom moving it forward, trying to go for a it's in. There we go, Cold, the first point on the board of this match.
And about time. This has been such a low-scoring game. We are now at the last minute, and Cold has only finally scored a goal compared to the kind of game we saw last time. Despite constant handovers, a lot of pressure, and an intense game up to this point, there has been no goals up until now. It's in the hands of Cold with 50 seconds. If they keep playing like this, Cold may walk away with the second.
It's impressive how and crazy how the personality of each match can change over the course of round to round. You had just rapid fire goals in the first round, and this one nothing until the final minute just about. So we're winding down the clock now, and Zeno on the approach. Scoring is going to be important here to tie it up. Don't want to go down by 2 rounds here. Gublin with a drive, and Georgie slaps it right out towards mid.
Yeah, it goes out towards mid now. Teams are fighting for it. Looks like Tom's going to get there first. Wee Lottie putting the hand on it, though. Losing tracking there. Quite unfortunate, but moving forward still. It's Xenos trying to move down the line, getting past the defender, going for it himself. Never mind, past the Pesky. Pesky for the shot. Pug with the save. And what a save it is. Wee Lottie back on, going for another shot to Xenos. Xenos, Georgie with the save. And that is going to be the round going to Cold. Wow, what a phenomenal back and forth play there.
That was crazy in the late game heroics from Pug. Oh my goodness. Finto, how about that round? 6-2 the first and only 1-0 the second. Man.
A low-scoring game for sure. Maybe one of the lowest scoring games we've seen all weekend, but probably one of the most intense at the same time. And that was a constant back and forth, and I was constantly on the edge of my seat for sure. Yeah, both teams putting on a lot of pressure throughout, keeping the other team on their toes, and of course the unsung hero throughout that entire round, the goalies. They were putting in some serious work to only let 1 goal in that entire game. So I mean, fair play to them, but Cold were just able to find that gap just once, but that once was enough to give them a second round win on the board.
Well, there you go, and maybe some sung heroes of the chat. We see a lot of people complimenting the passing plays, including a Venom. Not Mr. Venom in the game, but Venom in the chat, the real one at that. What's up? Talking about the clean passing as well as Jucifer saying tons of great passing all tournament long. Absolutely true. A beauty to watch as we launch off here to the next round soon. Thank you guys, though. A lot of viewers hopping on the stream. I love to see it, supporting these teams and enjoying this exciting best of 7.
We are underway.
Yeah, we do get to enjoy another round for sure. And it's going to be Xenos now moving it forward. Again, this is best of 7, as Palador mentioned. So a lot of these teams might be holding back a little bit just so they can have the stamina and make a big fight at the end. But Pug almost getting the score there. Pesky with the save. And what a save it was. Moving it down and around now. Going to go for a pass over. I don't know if anyone's going to recover at the moment, as it looks like Georgie going to fly for it. Pass over to mid. Pug now having a hand on it. Got Venom on the left side. Going to go for that pass. Ooh, Venom. Butterfingers not able to put a hand on it. Zenos, quick ceiling carve, moving it through the middle.
Yeah, would have had an opportunity at an open goal, but instead conceding to the other end, speeding by a few defenders there. It's going to be a 1-on-4 just about. So maybe not the move that they wanted, not the results that they wanted, as it will be back the opposite way. These teams now, again, that pace, it's ever changing. Low scoring last time, but still a high pace game as Pesky and Co. and Gooblin now will secure the ball just for a moment, but met by Toms, maybe did not see them coming out from down under. Shout out OCE as Georgie here, shout out UK, going for a goal now.
Yeah, going for a goal now. It is going to be a fight between Pug and Pesky. It does get kind of bounced around a little bit in the middle. Venom able to recover that one, but Gooblin with a quick slap. Zenos, once again, big offender being Zenos on the defense, just slapping it out of Cold's hands. Really putting the pressure on as it's passed from Mr. Venom over to Toms. Toms moving it down, having a goal opportunity. Once again, Gooblin able to get it up and around. Flies over to the middle now. Tom's going to go for a pass over to Georgie. Georgie having it. But Lottie with the quick save and just going to hold it for just a second. Wait for the team to get in position.
And low-key MVP of that last play was just Gooblin, dislodged and disabled with those tackles. So many of those offensive players to cause a turnover, although as quick as we say that, it goes back to the other side, so Gooblin will have to do it again. Pesky there helping out on defense as well as Georgie maintains possession, tries to send a flinger over there, just reaching the arms of Gooblin. There he is, skating along that wall, carving up the floor now, has some options to the right, to the nest, will go for the give and go, but no go, as it will be no goal, and we continue on here. These teams going back and forth.
Yeah, still just back and forth momentum going on. Pug is going to try and get some leeway, but Pesky is there once again, able to grab it. Passing over to Gooblin. Mr. Venom with the intercept, though. Zenos now having a goal opportunity. The goal post saved up. Oh, what a shot coming in.
And just on the halftime mark, that's finally one on the board for Ivy, and that's what they've been looking for. They've had a low-scoring game, not just this one, but previous, and it's been a while since they've even gotten close to scoring. They've been on the defensive for a long time, and it is going to be good for them to finally be at the advantage at one point in this entire match.
But now the curse is you play such great defense, but the tough thing is you have to maintain that now. You have the lead. You want to hang on to it, especially with the scoring pace here. You just got to lock down, hunker down. We've seen it many times on the stream as that goes right into the goal. No, left a little bit. We've seen it many times here, Aiden, right, where we've had these comebacks, these reverse sweeps, near reverse sweeps. It's a long series. Anything could happen. And right now, a goal is not going to happen. He scoops it, sends it.
Yeah, as you said, tons of reverse sweeps this entire series. And just lots of team switching up their strategies at the last second. And Georgie, what a shot!
Holy smokes.
1 minute 30 on the clock, and a beautiful shot from Georgie to even the score for Cold. They called it a low-scoring game. They've turned it around now. They were not happy with Ivy even having advantage for 30 seconds. And they've evened the score out.
That they have. An exciting game here, all tied up as we reach those final seconds here, the final minute that is. And skating on by, trying to look for some offense again. Will be in the trench. Dribble upwards by Zeno, right under the bridge now, and right over the defense, but into the arms, awaiting arms of a few defenders. So again, not prioritizing the pass that time. That could cost them, but they're going to have another attempt here. Actually, no, back to Pug. And so giving up that opportunity for the moment.
Yeah, as it is back in the hands of Venom. Once again, Cold trying to, once again, get some more points on that board, as you do in this game, as Georgie passes over to Pug. I love the passing that they've been doing more this round. I mean, they're trying to get it past that defense, and, you know, it's just absolutely being shut down by IVI. But, you know, the opportunities are there, and that's what you love to see. It is now in the hands of Mr. Venom. Venom over. Zeno's almost with the intercept there, and it flies back down. Gooblin.
Unfortunately, they had brief chances at some open goals there. The defense had all dived out, but then there was no extra pass near the nest or near the logo. They'll still have another chance at this as they roll into the goal. However, as Mr. Venom takes place, there's a beautiful pass. Oh, but an even more beautiful save. Mr. Venom with a sting.
Yeah, and I bet that stung for Cold there. Or no, sorry, IVI there. As they're going to push that one up more, it's going to be in the hands of Pug. Cold is making their move now all the way across the field. Is it in? No, it's not. Gooblin on the back line, able to recover that one. Going in the sewers now, through the thick of it, over to the right side. Moving it forward, trying to get that one last goal. It's going to be a 2v2. Moving over, and the shot is in.
And he makes a solo run from one goal to the next to take the win in the overtime. That is confidence inducing. If you're IVI or an IVI fan, yeah. Wow.
I'm a fan of this
Absolutely
match.
insane at the end there.
Finto, what's your observations on that besides hype?
Yeah, well, obviously hype, as you say, but alongside that, it was low scoring for a long time. We reached the overtime 1-1. There was a lot of pressure on both teams, but Ivy were doing a bit better that time. They didn't spend as much of the time defending, and they had a lot more shots on the goal, a lot more shots on target at the goal, and they spent a lot more time putting the pressure on Cold. Cold, though, with brilliant defending the whole time. You know, for a long time, it could have gone either way. But just finding that space at the end, Gooblin with an absolutely insane run, one goal to the next, across all the defenders to take that victory for Ivy.
Yeah, gotta love it. Aiden, these kind of matches, see, we've alluded to earlier, right? Never count a team out just because they lost a round or two, especially in a best-of-7 series. I'm excited for this 4th round now. Again, low scoring, but still high pace, and we're about to start it off.
Yeah, low scoring, high pace game. I have to say, they are some of my favorites just because, you know, you can see the action happening and you can just report on it so well. There's no stops. It just keeps going. And, you know, I think that's what this tournament is going to end up turning out, as we do get some nice back passing there from the side of IVI. It looks really good. And going down back into the trenches, it's going to be in the hands of, I think it's going to be Pesky, pushing that up, going for another reset back for IVI.
And so on that note, we mentioned Cold prior to what happened there. They've only dropped one other round this whole tournament. So it's a very unusual feeling for Cold to get knocked in the teeth even once across this weekend. So it's really interesting to see how they're going to respond now in this round, if they're going to make up for it or if they're going to crumble a little bit. That's always the test in these long form tournaments. As we keep going now into the midfield and into the deep red zone, pink zone, that's taken by Pug.
Yeah, Pug having a hand on it, going in the sky, waiting for his teammates to get in position. Mr. Venom picking it up on the right side, going for another pass over to Toms. Toms trying to put it in, and Lottie with the save, and what a save it was. The clear is good, all the way out in the middle once again. Georgie trying to put a hand on it, missing it initially, but will get it eventually. Pushing over to the left side now. It's in the hands of Lottie.
Laddie, who's been a menace on defense, causing some damage for sure, hands it off there as Pesky approaches from that mid area of the bridge to the backboard. Gooblin, the delivery, the one-man, two-man game, but it rolls right out there, slapped into the side wall as Pesky tries to maintain. Gooblin now volleyballs it over, spikes it now to Laddie. Laddie slowing it down, slowing the roll, waiting for Georgie to get there, tries to hand off a pass, the momentum being lost as Zeno now gets the control of the ball again. Zeblin to Gooblin, and it's not in, but yes it is! Sweeps it! It's Pesky! Doing exactly that, being pesky around that goal. Clean up.
Yeah, and it was great saves, great tackles at first. So the attack was over as it had been previously, but just there for the rebound is Pesky to finish that off and put the first on the board for Ivy. A confident, well, I call it a start. We're already 2 minutes into this game.
Absolutely, and Zeno now redirecting around that ceiling as Toms now gets control of the disc. However, Georgie, though, kind of a mix-up there on who was controlling the ball. Now Zeno will come away for it, so some offensive attempts here. They've got the options of the spread of the floor, but the defense has some man defense marked there, causing a little bit of trouble as it goes right back into the midfield, tapping it and resetting just ever so briefly back into the bridge. But a lot of contesting here going on, Aiden, and again, as the minutes go by, each point that is eventually scored is all the more crucial.
Yeah, it really is, as once again, Pesky getting control of it, trying to go for a long shot. Gooblin is there, and put it in. Here we go, more points for IVI.
On the cleanup, 2 minutes left on the clock. We're into the second half, and Ivy is 2 rounds up. This is a first for them to be more than just 1 point up at any point in this game, and it has got to feel good.
You know what will feel good is if they get that goal to go. That was dangerously close. We maintained here by Toms. Toms sending it, tending for the pass, and gets past. And there's Gooblin waving at the ball, waving at the defender. We saw that in round one, the very first goal. I think it was Gooblin who made a long shot and waved him off. And then Cold kind of got offended and came back. So we got to watch out for that, Finto.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wonder, will it upset Cold again? No,
goodness.
Ivy!
Oh
Back to
God.
back. They are ruthless now. Absolutely brutal in their execution. 4 goals in a row. This is confident.
Play kicks off.
Well, I think my question got answered because, again, the first round, they got offended by the taunting. That round, you can see they're in a groove.
Ooh.
They will come back here with a quick score. But my goodness, I don't think they're used to, the Cold that is, I don't think they're used to being down by 3 points with a minute left.
No.
Yeah, I don't
definitely
think
not.
so either,
Here
but
we
it's
go.
happening, and, well, let's see how they combat it. As Tom's once again going for a very aggressive shot there, but Gublin able to grab that one, quick pass over to the right side. It will be picked up by Az Georgie, and another slap over the middle. Is that the best thing they can be doing right now? I'm not too sure because Cold just keeps picking it up. Once again, and Gublin, long shot, no goalie. Will it be in? It's just the left side. So no, it will not. It's a pickup by Pesky. Pesky, once again, with the angle, going for it. Not in. Gublin, once again, having the backline, going for a pass to Zenos. Zenos having Pesky on the floor. Once again, maybe going to go for it himself. Goes for it. Pesky, putting it back over. Oh, do we have a disconnect? We might. Venom, looking like he's just frozen for a minute there.
I think the
He's
headset
back
just fell
though.
off.
We're good.
We're just adjusting the headset there a little bit, maybe wiping some sweat, because I promise you, given what this game is all about and how physical it is, these players are sweating, especially after, 2 or 3 hours of doing this across the course of this tourney. But what an incredible return to form here for Ivy. Again, just a brutal comeback here. We talked about those reverse sweeps and Finto. We could be looking at that potentially now because the series all of a sudden evened up 2 apiece. How about that?
Yeah, and it is, well, you know, we said good things about Ivy. We knew they were good, but we knew Cold coming into this were dominant throughout this entire tournament. As we say, only losing
Absolutely.
1 round the whole time. And now here they are. They've just lost by a good few points. 3 points against Ivy in the finals. This is the first for them for this entire tournament. And I'm not sure they can handle the mentals well. I don't think they've got the kind of experience that Ivy do with, well, in the best way possible, losing a few rounds here and there.
I'm just losing it over here. I just keep seeing Gublin wave.
Yeah, that's I want to go back to that too, because again, it's those kind of plays, you know, live by the sword, die by the sword. I felt like in the first round they died by the sword because they started out with a little bit of, you know, make the goal in the face, turn around, do a wave, you know, no look as the shot goes in, Steph Curry style, right? Called that out at the time, but then a barrage from Cold occurred right after that, kind of punishing the wave. Then we saw it again in that round. We didn't see the same results though, and this time I think it's more live by the sword because Ivy is feeling so good, so confident. You even see them taking some heat check shots. The goal is being not covered quite as well as it used to be for Cold, but we know what they're capable of. They're a dangerous team, and I expect them to come back in full force here in this next round.
Yeah, sorry
So
about that. It's going to be in the hands of Venom. Venom trying to get it around, but Pesky able to intercept that one. Moving it down the line now. Looking for some passes. Does have one over on the right bridge, but it gets stolen by Mr. Venom. Zenos once again doing the recovery. Little nice ceiling carve there. Gets him back on track over to that other team's goal. It's a pass over to Zeno. Zeno to Goblin. Goblin trying to find another pass, but Mr. Venom able to pick that one up in the thick of it now. In the sewers, coming out the other side, it's going to be Zenos and Pesky fighting for repossession.
It's going to be a very telling first couple of minutes here for the game to really see, is it going to stay the same or is the momentum going to change? At the moment, they're just kind of lobbing it over to the defender, not really having an option in sight. So these teams, you can tell the defense clamping up a little bit. And for Ivy, they can't get too comfortable or too confident with their prior success in the rounds, needing to prioritize those passes more because Cold is not one who's going to go down without a fight, as we know. They're the ones who have been making the other teams die on their hills.
Yeah, they really are, as Venom once again moving it forward, trying to find a cut pass over. Georgie going for that shot, not in though. Zenos able to recover, moving it around. Once again, trying to get past that offensive line of Thomas and Georgie. They do get past it. They're taking it all the way. Will he get the shot? Maybe off the wall. Oh, quick slap over, and it goes over to the right side now. Zenos. Ooh, Venom able to recover that, pushing it down the line as fast as he possibly can. There is a one-on-one situation right now. Venom still taking it over. Ooh, the stop from Gublin.
And you called it out exactly right, Aiden. The one-on-one on both sides of the floor, as opposed to those, again, the passing plays that you're used to from the stream, the poise that you're used to seeing from the remainder of the rest of the tourney. However, it's not being seen as much in these later rounds. And I think the exhaustion playing a part as we see another attempt there, just not able to get anything going. You know, the passes are getting a little bit less and less when it comes to the offensive sets compared to the prior rounds.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. You're seeing it. There it is.
And
once
they've
again.
just left it open.
Feel that one coming, friend.
And it's that constant pressure from Ivy, that tactic they keep coming back to every now and again. Apply constant pressure, play it safe, play for possession, keep a hold of that ball. And then when you get the chance, you capitalize on it and take that goal.
And Mr. Venom now trying to get control, but just losing it to Pesky. So indeed some uncharacteristic errors here being made and seeing if they can capitalize it for Pesky and co on Ivy. A gentle back pass is received by Gooblin. Gooblin, it's in! Goodness
Three
gracious.
defenders sitting in the goal, all waiting for him. They all dive for the save, and it's past all of them. A great shot from Gooblin on that tight angle.
Yeah, indeed. And after that goal, you got Gooblin's iconic wave once again. Coming through now, it's going to be in the hands of Gooblin, going up high, being pressured by two defenders, not one, but two. Tom's able to get a hand on it, quick slap all the way over. Not going to make anything real big happen, though. Oh, never mind. Coming in, Tom's once again trying to find more passes. Zenos with the recovery and the clear.
Oh no! Oh, a haphazard bounce, so almost enabled an open goal. They'll still recover here as a drive in, a dive in. Oh, but surviving. Zeno and Wee Laddie both inside that goal to deny it once, maybe twice. Oh, but now meeting up top is Pesky. Some great defense in their own right. Cole trying to still get here on the board as a race for the ball. Toms lobs it over to Venom, and now a lob to the top of the ceiling, bouncing anyone's game, anyone's ball at the moment, but momentum certainly in Ivy's side.
Yeah, momentum certainly in Ivy's side still. You know, not only does Colt have to score 1 point, but they have to score 2. And that's been really hard to do because of the defense that IVI has been putting up recently. Mr. Venom trying to make a move now, trying to find some passes. Does find one on Pug. Pug going for the shot. Ooh, it's just a little high. Ooh. And Georgie trying to recover that one. It's a quick slap out to mid, though.
They had the right idea. Good passes there, just not quite execution. Not quite the execution that they wanted, but I like the idea. They're trying to slow it down. They know the time is not necessarily on their side, but they do need to slow. They need to find those high percentage goals as a defender tries to slide in right towards the grill of Gooblin. Just absolutely a maniac here currently with the 1v1s. Gets it done. Oh, they are grooving. They're feeling good.
There we go. And that is going to be basically the round handed to Ivy, and I believe that will put them on match point going into the next one. What a turnaround.
They're not wasting any
Just incredible turnaround indeed as you see another wave going by there. I mean, they're grooving, they're feeling good, and you know, right now Cold is just in a position they're not really familiar with being in all too often. Just trying to get some points on the board as of now.
And that's the game, friends.
Just playing it safe, hold on to that ball to close out that game. And you know, a slow finish at the end there, but 3 goals throughout that and brilliant ones at that from Ivy. They played that amazingly and have really turned around the direction of this game.
Absolutely. You know, Gooblin is reminding me of, I'm going back to Echo a little bit. I'm getting the Simon from Team Gravity kind of impression here a little bit with some of the body language even, and then kind of the dynamicism of what he's doing on the floor there. Doing things with high skill but high flair and pizzazz as well. Yeah, very entertaining to watch for sure, although maybe not so much if you're on Cold.
No, this match is just absolutely insane. Again, we were talking about it earlier. Cold, you know, they've been completely undefeated for this entire tournament, and you know, we have IVI here just absolutely turning it around. They've won 2 rounds in a row, or 3.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Yeah, 3.
Yeah,
and that's
3.
them on match point.
What's your impression of that, Finto? I mean, you mentioned it. They have not lost a lot, and then just the momentum, they cannot seem to get it back for Cold. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they're both very good teams, but I came into this thinking Cold was by far the more dominant one, just with what we've been seeing them from already. We're kicking off into this game now. Let's see if Ivy can keep that momentum, find this final match, and become the very first victors of this VRML tournament.
Absolutely, and you know, just from the selfish spectators' end, we want to see another round. We want to see Cold get back on the board, but instead it's more of the same. There we go.
And that is a first kickoff for Ivy. A confident start 30 seconds in to find that first goal. A great way to start off what could be the end of their journey.
Well, indeed, but now the journey continuing
No.
and finally breaking the seal
Never
there.
mind.
That's what they needed to see if you're on cold side.
Evening it back out, finally taking away a bit of Ivy's dominance. Let's see if they can keep that ball rolling and find some more.
Yeah, we're going to see as Pesky's going to take that down the middle. IVI is making their move all the way down the field as Georgie with a quick stop though. Zenos recovering, trying to push it forward. Mr. Venom trying to take it himself, but Gooblin is there to stop it. Pug now having possession of it, clearing it over to the right side. He's got 2 men on him. Moving it forward though. Pug is going to go up and around, trying to find a pass. Maybe going to go for it himself. Ooh, the slap from Pesky and the save from Weelottie.
That was an incredible move up the floor by Pug. Got past 3 defenders, but unfortunately got met by the 4th. And now on the attempt of the shot, another one-on-one. Just straight in, beelining for the goal. No one there to defend it on that corner.
Yeah, 1 minute 30 gone. That's Ivy. Still 1 point up. It's a close game for sure. But Ivy in a comfortable position.
Oh
They
my
want
god.
to take this victory.
The ankles have been broken. Gooblin doing absolutely insane on the juke work, on the arm work, if you will. Trying to once again move it around. Tom's with the steal. What a steal it was. Very momentous there. As it is a fight between Gooblin and Tom. Still Pesky trying to put his hand in the ring. Zenos able to recover it. Going for a shot. Is it in? No, it's not. Pug with the save.
Got to be careful with those 1-on-4 essentially. They're feeling confident, but definitely wanting to concentrate and get some scores here, more on the board. High percentage scores, likewise for Cold. It's interesting they're not been able to even get it on the other side for all too long. And Weelottie here now in full control of the ball, sending a slapper of a pass to Pesky. Pesky carving around confidently, but maybe a little too confidently as it's overtaken by Georgie. Good defense by them and by Tom as well. Loses the ball to Zeno. Zeno on the approach, slaps it over to Gooblin on the pass. They have an option, but a little too strong on the attempted cut pass to Pesky, who still manages to recover anyway. But Tom's disrupting, interrupting, and erupting into the goal for the play.
There we go. Yeah, at the start of this second half as we head into it, that's a great position for Ivy to be in. You've got that 1 goal leeway just in case something slips up at least once, but then Cold need 2 to even this out and stop Ivy from taking the victory right now. This is all going to happen in the next 2 minutes. Already coming close though.
More
Yeah,
defense
it is
at play
a
there
really
on the one-on-ones. How about it as we get another jostle here for position on that ball.
Yeah, we really do. As Pug's going to make his move over on Cold. Trying to get it down to a teammate, but a steal once again. On that back line, Venom is going to be there trying to move it around. Going to go for a nice reset there to Weelottie. Over in the sewers now, Weelottie's going to make a move forward. Really big pressure there. Teammates now spreading out, looking for passes. Weelottie's just going to hold it on that back line for a moment. Wait for teammates to get in position. Pug will grab it in the end, though. Trying to make a quick clear over as Georgie is picking that one up. Gooblin with the steal. Making a shot, maybe. Ooh, Pug, another steal. Moving it around.
Wow, the tension's rising there. Some awkward bounces and some exposed goals, but no goals scored upon quite yet. Tom's slapping it over. A risky pass intercepted by Pesky. Maybe a Pesky goal about to come. Dribbling, looking for the options on the team play. Going for the straightaway pass underneath and almost achieved a victorious goal there, but will not. Instead, capturing the ball is Zeno and off to the blue side, trying to get control.
Yeah, we are down to the last 40 seconds now of the match. It is going to be a fight for the ball at the moment. Cold still needs 2 points on the board to even come back. And even then, they have to score to win this one, to take it over to around 7. But hey, Gooblin now moving it around, trying to really draw out that defense. Tom's really fighting for it, going for the shot. It's almost in, just off the wall. Weelottie able to pick that up once again. Juking. Oh my god, and what a juke it is. Trying to find it around. It's going to be Zenos now, clearing that over to mid.
And the time winding down now, and mathematical time, Shadow Tutorial Bot, is on the side of Ivy, and they will obtain their victory.
Yeah. I mean, that was just absolutely legendary from Ivy. coming back, losing the first 2 games at that 6-2 at the start, that was scary. You think, no, Cold have definitely got this. They come in here so confident with a 4-point lead on the first one. A bit slower of a second game, it was low scoring, just that 1 point. And then Ivy just start building it up and building up that momentum until they finally take that victory, turning things around. Yeah, Ivy, you're EU champions of this cup.
And I do believe here we might set up for a potential interview with the winners. We're holding on that and seeing if that will be a thing. We'll give it some time. But yeah, just incredible match there. Chat there, excited about it. Saw a couple hundred of you guys piling in to watch. So many comments, so much excitement and shock and awe all at once. Appreciate you guys' support and the engagement there. Always great to see. See Dino saying this is fire. Sebastian with the good games, crazy battles. True to the name, that was a crazy battle, and so are you. What a fun match that was. Thank you guys for joining. That said, guys, we are going to now cut to an interview with our winners on Ivy.
Right now?
Maybe. Here we go. Hello, Bob.
My inspiration, Bob.
You're with our winners.
You're doing great.
Okay, here we go. I am with Ivy right now. Guys, congratulations. How does it feel? It was 2 days of, well, a lot of really tough effort, but you're finally here, the EU champions for the Pioneer Cup.
Yeah.
How are you feeling right now?
It feels absolutely amazing. It feels so good. We have been the underdogs, against Cold at least, for so long, and finally actually managed to get the step up and beat them. It feels so good.
Let's talk about that, right? Because Cold, you guys have had a history, if I imagine, right? You guys have faced them quite a few times, and it's even gone their favor before, right?
Yeah. Fun fact: in every early access tournament and every open access tournament, it's always been Cold first, Ivy second. Ivy have never beaten Cold in an actual tournament, but every tournament we've played, we've had a different roster. So this is our first roster that's actually worked.
I think we definitely adapted to their playstyle.
Absolutely, yeah. Even in this one, you guys started off in day one. Your only loss was against Cold. Was that kind of hard to deal with at first?
Yeah. It really did bring down our mental, but we definitely adapted to it, and we brought a new challenge for them here today. So.
Awesome. So I wanted to quickly talk. Game 2, those first 2 games they looked pretty rough for you guys. Cold was definitely had a lot of momentum there. But once we passed game 3, it looked like a whole new IVI. What kind of happened there? Did you guys flip the switch and just kind of locked in?
The first 2 rounds. In between the rounds, when we lost, you have that minute to discuss. We have 2 main things that we were using. Before the 10 seconds before it starts, we were taking a deep breath. Everyone cut comms. We just breathe, just deep breath. That's recovered our mental. But before that, we were discussing what went wrong, what can we do better, and every time we had one thing to focus on for the next round. So for example, the third round, we wanted to follow up on our second man, because our first man pressure was really good, and we were getting a loose ball, but the second man was trying to get that ball, but wasn't successful. So that was our focus point for the third round, and that ultimately made us get more possession time and more passes, so stuff like that. We just took it chill, keep the mental good, and focused on one thing.
Laddie, I wanted to quickly shout out you because you were kind of the anchor on defense there. Quite a few shots were blocked. I mean, what do you attribute your success to as a goalie?
Echo Arena. I would like to shout out Echo Arena for all that. I was a goalie in Echo Arena. That is my transferable skill. Defense in there. So for all my Echo Arena lost ones, blessed.
Awesome. Okay, and then one more question for you guys. So what's next for IV, right? You won the Pioneer Cup. We still got the Ignition Cup coming up, Phoenix Invitational. Are you guys? Is that in the cards for you? You planning on doing another tournament?
Oh yeah, you'll see us again in the Ignition Cup and hopefully VRML Con. You will 100% see us.
Awesome. Exactly. Well, I love to hear it, and thank you. Congrats again to IV, the EU champions for the Pioneer Cup. We're sending it right back to you, Palador.
One last thing. Yeah. Thank you to all the mods. Jonesy, you've been staying up really late. Thank you for putting on this event. Very true. Really appreciate your efforts.
Yo, winner. Yo.
Have you tried our new capture the beat insect yet?
All right, everyone. Well, welcome back to the casting booth. A great interview there. You see the excitement. You love to see it and love to hear the enthusiasm from those players. They've been at it. Some of them, again, been at it for years. You hear the wee laddie Echo shout out there, attributing his skills to that. But despite being at it for years, they still have that same kind of excitement, that tournament thrill. You love to see it. It doesn't get old. Doesn't matter if you've been doing these VR esports for how many years now. It still feels so good to win, especially when it's a debut cup like this one in VRML. I'm just thoroughly impressed, thoroughly entertained by both these teams' efforts. But of course, just big congrats to Ivy there, and one celebratory wave at them, I suppose, too. Finto, you're muted.
Wow.
There he is.
So I was gonna say these Ivy guys I've been watching for a long time. From game to game, even in person I've seen these guys play, and I can tell you they are dedicated, and have had this win coming for a long time. And it is really great to see them finally take that victory that they've been looking for, especially over Cold. You heard them saying they're the underdogs. They spent a lot of time working against Cold to try and finally beat them, and here it is today. In his very first VRML Cup.
Aiden, final thoughts on this final match.
Words are hard, Palador, right? Because you have to put the winners into perspective, and you have to put all the matches. It was just such an amazing watch for me, especially to cast too. Such a fun, just awesome time seeing these teams compete. This is, I think, a really good instance of what Orion Drift could be in the future. And there's still, yes, a lot of work to be done, but that work will be done eventually. And these teams are just putting up a fight, and you'd love to see it.
Yeah, as Sir Dimwee mentioned, who opened up the stream with earlier on the cast, Sir Dimwee coming on, of course, representing A2 as well as the VRML roots as a caster. But just mentioning that. For all these efforts going on right now between A2 as well as VRML, it's a Pioneer Cup for a reason. It's early access for a reason. That is to say, both in with AA and with VRML, we all prioritize here the feedback. So it's a Pioneer Cup, not the Veterans Cup, a Pioneer Cup. We're just starting. Feedback's so important. The game of Orion Drift ever evolving over the months and the years. So as you heard Dimwee say earlier, get into those Discords. As you heard me say earlier, get into those Discords, get into the feedback forums and to the different channels, and tell us what you thought. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't, what might need changing, because from VRML to AA and back again, we're all very receptive of that and thrilled for what the future holds. Because look at that. Just a Pioneer Cup here, our first tournament efforts here, and we're ready to get matches like that. We're ready to get casts like that, which are just a pleasure. You talk about the sleepless mods, the sleepless casters. This is the reason we stay up for matches like that. So, just amazing stuff. Finto, for you, any parting words there, or we'll just get prepared for the next streams soon.
Of course. So much more to come, but I think while we do need to give out some massive thank yous to everyone that makes all of this possible. From the casters to the moderators, league managers, creators. Wonder working the cameras here, absolute magic, and most of it doesn't happen. None of it happens without these people. So a big thank you to them.
Yeah, of course, and then Nightfire also camming Channel B there, as well as our great mods. Jonesy working around the clock. David, Chandler, so many names that I'll inevitably forget and then feel bad for later, but too many to call out. Because again, VRML volunteer organization, top to bottom, we are here for this community, for these esports, VR esports. We're not being pulled out of other places. We are coming straight from these games that we love to cast it, to mod it, to organize for it. So it's always a pleasure. Before we do get going, of course, one final time, I do want to, of course, mention that VRMLCon 2025 is coming to you July 25th through 27th. It'll take place at the ASU Media and Immersive Experience Center with a $20,000 prize pool spread amongst our featured games. You can see there at the bottom of the screen. Of course, Orion Drift being one of our big headliners there, along with Breachers, Pavlov Shack, Veil, and Onward. So that's exciting stuff up ahead for sure. On the on the road to said cup, we also have, of course, the Ignition Cup coming up on May 31st through June 1st with a $1,000 prize pool. So that will be something to watch for and something to register for, whether you're a player who played today, this weekend, or you're a fan who was watching and thought, dang, that looked like a lot of fun. I missed out. I want to get casted next time. Well, join up with that tourney because there's a $1,000 cash prize as well between the regions. And registration will open up soon. So pay attention to that. Discord.gg/Orion Drift VRML. Later on in the day, as we wind down this stream, of course, we still have America's coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, which will be in about 2.5 hours from right now if you're watching live. And that will conclude our streams for this weekend following that. So I am excited. But yeah, otherwise, guys, it's been a pleasure. Finto, Iden, thank you for joining me. Wonder T on the cams. I've been Palador. This has been VRML Pioneer Cup EU. Until NA later today, be happy, be healthy, be safe, be good to each other. We'll see you again real soon.
Orion Drift VRML is brought to you by Another Axiom, Helga, the esports manager, Exclaim, HyperX, ProTube VR. Thanks for watching VRML.